And we are live. Hello, everyone. Back again. Tonight's going to be about you having your say, because you've been hearing me going on and on and on about this this palaver. So I'm keen to get as many people on as we can. I have got a list of 8 that we're going to try and rattle through. So we're going to try and keep it between 5 and 10 minutes. But I'm not going to be rude and cut anyone off if they're in full flow, obviously. So we'll just see how it goes. We have got some news that's just broken. I mean, I don't know whether this is... I mean, look, it's good, but... So, according to former Everton CEO Keith Wyness, who now runs a sports club consultancy, Lucas Paquetá is going to be cleared of all charges involving sports betting. They say the case is now close, and Paquetá is going to be acquitted. Now, look, that is fantastic news for the player. It really is. And it's probably incredibly good news for David Sullivan as well, because we know what this means. I don't really want to talk about this tonight because I'm still reading from what's still happening, because Kudus ain't gone yet. I don't think he's going. We know he's going, but the thought of him going as well, that's fucking grim. It is. Yeah, but that's just broken. There is something else I want to touch on as well. Now, as you all know, I'm by no means, a mass defender of the player or anything like that. But what I won't tolerate is all the crap that the bald peddle. It's bullshit. I think if you believe all of that shit about him putting a transfer request in, Kudus I'm talking about, then you need to give your heads a wobble. But I just think it's that people need a reason to be nasty and start attacking certain players that they didn't like anyway. And this came out. Now, the Ghanaian Hammers have been supporting West Ham for fucking donkey's years, long before Kudus came to us. And they've been receiving some serious shit on DMs from West Ham fans over that Kudus transfer to Spurs. And they're defending themselves there. We want to clarify this to everyone, that it's not a Kudus fan page. So why are people giving what is wrong with people? Seriously. I mean, what the fuck? So all of those people that are out there peddling and waging this fucking hate campaign against a player who's gone now, a player that we've forced out, pack it in. Maybe it's time. I don't agree with it anyway. The player ain't done fuck all wrong. He hasn't. I don't like the fact he's gone to Spurs, and when he's a Spurs player, definitely ain't going to fucking like him as a player there. Till he moves on, then he's all right. I don't hate Harry Kane now as much as what I did when he played at Spurs. It's just part and parcel of it. But please, come on. You're better than that. What is that? It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, look. Let's rattle through a few comments, and then I am going to get into the phone calls. So we got him. We've got Phil. Hello, mate. E20. Oh, yeah. I've been told. Is that what used to be elite analyst? That cunt that looks like Tintin. Looks like he works in a fucking phone shop. Him. Yeah. Not really fussed what he says, to be honest. A fucking drip. Evening, Stevie Bell. Hammers Mikey. How you doing, mate? Phil again. Hammers Mikey. You're all just talking to each other. Hey, Alec. He might be phoning in after. Right, I'm going to whiz down. Oh, do you know what? I'm terrible at doing this. Hang on. There's loads of you already. I can't possibly get through them all. Welcome, everyone. Let's get onto the phone calls anyway. Right, 1 minute. I'm going to flash these the comments up as we go. There are a few that have been starred. What are these? Look, fuck me, we've got anniversaries. Alec Bassendale, member for... We've been together for 23 months, Alec. That's quite fucking romantic. Mark Pendleton, 14 months. Whoa, you're not far off, mate. And Stevie Bell, 22 months. Wee. Right, okay. People, don't phone in. I've got these numbers. Don't phone in, because I'm phoning other people. I've got a call list. The reason I'm not putting my number up on screen and I'm not doing what I normally do is because I don't want all those wankers in North London trolling me. So I ain't accepting any fucking calls with old numbers or anything else that I don't know. No, I'm not doing it tonight. So if it's a West Ham fan that's trying to contact me, I do apologise, but I don't want to talk to them fuckers. Not risking it, all right? Not having it. I don't want to waste a fucking second's breath on them. Okay. Let's go with someone we all know and love, first and foremost. Where are we? Here we go.
Someone will know enough to call, mate. Hello.
Hello, Gary.
Hello, Nick. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well. Can you turn the TV down, please, Gary? You should be a pro at this by now.
Yeah, I've just turned it down. Yeah,
all
down.
right, lovely. Okay, mate. Right, like I said, I'm going to try on these. You know, I'm not very good at this because I'll get involved in a conversation. I'm going to let you go, Gary. Tell us what you think. Go on, the stage is yours. Off you go.
Well, I've been watching you do the last few months of transfer window with YouTube. I haven't called in for a while, as you know. To say I'm angry is an understatement. I've watched some of the things you've been saying, Nick, and E20 TV as well. We totally agree with what you were saying, and you know most fans are saying the same thing. This is just West Ham all over. You know, I said months and months ago, the club, you know, like we had the big debate with Moyes and stuff, and the other managers that have been in since. And I said the club were going to go back to the shambles, and it's just done just that. Yeah. We never ever seem to build on things. You can go back to the 80s. You can go back to the 86 season when we nearly won the league. Following year, nearly relegated. You know, Nigel Kahn said this, the same thing. It's just the club. It's something in our DNA, Nick. I don't know what it is. Look at Spurs. The frustrating thing is, Nick, Spurs were 90 minutes away from having a disastrous season.
Yeah, I know.
If they'd lost that game, they would have been in the Champions League. They would have bought Kudus, and they wouldn't be trying to sign Gibbs White. They're going for it.
No, they've it looks like they've triggered the release clause, mate. It looks like they've basically got him. They've got another one.
And they're just going to pull away from us. I mean, the fact that we lost Rice to Arsenal, now Kudus to Tottenham possibly is going to go. We all thought when we left Upton Park in 2016, these days were over.
Yeah.
We all thought, you know, we're moving forward. The fan base now, I mean, listen, I'm not going to start get debating about managers and all that. It's all been said. You know, we know where we are now. We're a mess. What frustrates me is we're not even linked with a forward. Yeah. I mean, what I don't understand is for 55 million, I mean, he was 85. We've gone 30 million below his release clause. I mean, surely Sullivan and Kudinski could have put 55 up between them, which is about 25 million each, and kept Kudus and then put that money into the transfers.
Yeah.
It's all these flair players we had. You know, I was dreaming of Paquetá behind.
Sorry to interject, but I think we are going to be talking about these flair players in a past tense.
I know.
By the end of this window.
I know we are. I know, and that's a frustrating part, Nick. I agree with several things you said. I mean, we never ever saw Alvarez, Kudus, and Paquetá as a midfield three.
Nope.
Why have we ever bought Kudus for if we weren't going to play him in the 10? Because you're not going to play him in Bowen's position. Did we buy him just for to make some money? Because, you know, the only consolation I can take out of this, which is very small consolation, is that obviously on the right side we have got Bowen here, and so the money can be spent elsewhere. That's the only consolation I can take out of it.
There is a rumour. It's a stronger rumour. If you remember many years ago when I caused a big kerfuffle and I said that Jared Bowen is refusing to sign his contract, he was refusing to sign his contract because it was a shit offer, right? That was it was a bad offer. But he was refusing to sign his contract. I think Kudus was brought in to replace him.
Yeah. But the thing is, Nick, I mean, you can't... Listen, I'm not going to have a go at Kudus. I don't blame him at all. I totally agree with you. The club's treated him terrible. They've never, ever played him in his right position. They've never tried him in a 10 for a number of games. I was dreaming of Paquetá, Kudus, Bowen, and a top striker. I know Antonio's gone now. Yeah. I mean, Antonio 4 years ago, what a four that would have been. But we've seen Alvarez go and play man the tournament, and he could be going as well. I mean, what I don't get is if we get relegated next season, Kudinski's not a stupid man. He's you don't get become a multi-billionaire by being stupid.
Mate, look, I'll keep on having this conversation. He ain't Elon Musk. He sold sex. Right? You ain't got to be no fucking genius. Sex sells itself. You know, he got out of the fucking sex game when the internet came along. He said the game was dead. That's how much of a fucking business genius he is. He's a dickhead.
But I'm saying he's still, but they could have put that money in.
Yeah.
And what about the TV money this year? What's happening? That's not been mentioned. About the Sky money we're going to be getting.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of money that we do get in. If you do look at the accounts, I mean, I'll briefly glance at them. Mate, our wages take up for a lot of it. I know we've had a lot off the wage bill now, but we pay a lot in wages. We do. If you go through the wage, if you think about it, mate. I mean, you've got like James Ward-Prowse as an example on £5.5 million a year.
I know.
One player.
This is part of the thing. The problem. You think the money we've wasted on players, you know, we're overpaid for it. It's not worked out. It's you add it up. It's a lot of money the last few years. But even so, what sickens me is I went on a few Tottenham channels just to see what they're saying last night, and say they're loving it is an understatement.
Matt, I won't go near it. I've got no. Do you know
well,
something?
I was curious.
I'll refuse because they are. I mean, if West Ham fans thought that Arsenal, and bearing in mind, right, I'm going to talk because I want to talk about this. The Declan Rice situation was way worse. Declan Rice was an integral. This ain't dismissing how good Kudus was, but we weren't using him to his potential last year. So is he going to be a massive miss in the capacity that we was using him? No. Declan Rice was an integral part of our team. He came through our youth academy. Losing him to Arsenal was way worse, especially when we found out he'd arranged that deal 3 months prior to him actually fucking leaving.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
That was worse.
Yeah.
So this ain't as bad, but those fucking fans are worse. They are. Yeah. And this is why, when they say, oh, what are you bringing this rivalry from? It goes back to what I said. They're a bunch of cunts. No one likes them. They don't. No one likes them. They should be called Millwall.
I think you're right, actually. You said that last night, actually. I don't think it's the rivalry. What they misunderstand, it's not the rivalry in terms of, like, it's with West Ham just don't like Tottenham for some reason. You know, like
mate, if it was jealousy, we'd be jealous of Chelsea. We'd be jealous of Man City. We'd be jealous of Liverpool. We'd be jealous. We're not jealous of them teams. We're not jealous of them. Fucking hell!
Tell you what, Nick. I mean, I've been watching West Ham a long time. I've been watching West Ham a long time. I mean, I've seen them win the league in '86.
Tottenham fans that are. I know there's a few of you. Right? Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I just can't ever see this club doing anything. You know, ever. I just can't see it. Even if you have a good season, you just know they're going to fuck up the following. You just know it. They're just what we do.
Mate, I've said it so many times. The big sliding doors moment, which could end up being if we get relegated. It could be. It could have been. We will look back at that moment in Prague when Silva had that deal agreed, and we could have gone into that next season with that great team, with a platform of Europe, and Marco Silva would be in his third year at West Ham.
And this is it. You see, what I will say is this: you can slag Tottenham as much as you want, and you know, but saying that, in terms of like, you think where they're the same predicament, they just won a trophy. But they got rid of the manager. 1 second,
Gary. Right, I'm going to address this. I am sorry for the people that are having issues with the petition platform. I know it's shit. I know it asks you for money. You don't pay any money. You don't have to, right? Just literally skip all of that. I know that some people have been struggling with it. You know, all you can do is try, all right? All you can do is try. I can't. It's not like I use the same platform that they use for concessions, so I just thought people would know how it worked. So I'm sorry if you're having issues. Go on, mate.
No, I was going to say, as far as you know, I mean, you get information from time to time from my T case. What I want to know is, we've now got 55 million if this goes through this deal, which we obviously will now. So when you think, I mean, if I said to you now, looking at the team as it stands, how I look at it, we need a minimum. The main two priorities is a forward and a box-to-box midfield player. Would you agree? They're the absolute priorities.
Yeah, we need. Right. Look,
and then you can add to that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I don't agree with, while we've still got Emerson and we've got Scholes, our main priority being a fucking left back. I don't see that's a priority.
No.
I mean, nice to have.
No.
But how is that a priority, though?
No. What I'm saying, the main priority has got to be a forward. Because now we've only got Fulcrook there. That's it. And if he gets injured, you know, and if we bring Callum Wilson, I should go mad because he's injury prone. He's past his best.
Yeah.
We've got to be looking at. It's a shame, Nick, we never got Duran. I mean. You imagine Duran, Bowen, Kudus, and Paquetá. What a four that would have been.
We are. This is
the trouble, isn't it?
This is what
you
really
can build
on
things with football.
But this is what really bothers Steve Hammer-Solway. Sorry, mate. This is what really bothers me. We're a laughing stock. We are a fucking laughing stock. This is what they've done to us. I can't stand them fuckers. It ain't even the facts, like I've already explained. It ain't like losing Declan Rice. You know, Mo Kudus, if we was using him in his correct capacity, it would have been more heartbreaking. But to the detriment of our team, probably not really, because we weren't using him as he should have been used. It'll be great for them. But if we put it this way, if he'd have gone to Chelsea or Man City or Liverpool in the end, we probably wouldn't have given a fuck. It's just because we know the shit we're going to have to put up with from them. That's all it is. Because they are classless bastards. I can't stand them.
Are you surprised that Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea didn't go in for him?
I'm not surprised that Liverpool didn't. I'm not surprised that Liverpool didn't, because I think Liverpool do things the right way. And I actually think that what happened with Jota kiboshed that deal, because going out and buying his replacement is probably in bad taste.
Yeah.
So I think that kiboshed the deal. I think he could have been going there anyway, because there was communication with Liverpool. But what happened with Jota, because look, say what you want about Liverpool, they do tend to do things the right way when it comes to stuff like that.
They do,
And I can't see him going out. They can't. You can't go out and fucking buy his replacement, can you? Just like that. It ain't like that.
No.
You know, it's a shame. I would much rather he'd have gone to Liverpool.
You know, the arrogance of the Tottenham thing. I mean, listen, I've got Tottenham mates, so have you. I know where you live. I'm always over your way. I've got some Tottenham mates who are decent guys. You got one or two last night on there saying, when we want one of your players, we just take them. They listed these players off, Canuti, Defoe, so-and-so. But I didn't realise at the time we were in the Championship when we sold them players to them.
Yeah.
What annoys me is that with West Ham right now, he's gone now. They think he's signed our best player. Well, I don't think could. Well, I mean, potentially his ceiling is probably Iron Bowen because he's only 24.
Mate, I don't even want to say this on this stream because I've seen the way that West Ham are spinning it. Bowen is a great player. But when you look at the potential and the ceiling of Kudus, if we'd have played Kudus on the right last season and he was motivated, and you'd have been playing Bowen on the left, we'd have been having very different conversations now. We would have been.
Yeah. We'll see now. We've got thanks to decent manager at Tottenham. Let's see. It's going to play him on the right. Yeah. I mean, they did say over the Tottenham channel that he's better than anything they've got at the moment in the side. So if you look at Brendan Johnson or Kulusevski, he's an upgrade. So obviously. Right. I'll tell you what, Nick.
Gary, one second. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and then that's it, because I've got to get all these other people up. So 3 minutes. I'm not going to interrupt you. Right, go.
Right. Well, I was going to say that the big thing now is we're playing Tottenham the 4th game in the season, and that game has gone up a couple of notches now. It's going to be very intense. If we got off to a bad start, that could be the game that it all spills over. Yeah. Because I can see a lot of fans getting very irate. And to be fair to you, Nick, you've got this petition going, mate, and people now. I know some people have done it, but there's a lot of fans that haven't. It's all right shouting your mouth off like on TV, what you feel. But if you haven't signed a petition, then you said we've known what's been coming. Sullivan it's just a joke what he's doing at the club. All the 3 seasons down in Europe. It's really challenging top 4.
The petition's really disappointing. That's gone. It really is.
Can I just say to you, who do you like to see us bring in there, Nick? If we need a forward in the box to box, have you got anyone in particular?
Do you know, I've completely and utterly, I haven't, because of the manager that we've got.
No.
I'm going to be honest, because I know that the type of players that we're going to go for are not going to be the type of players that I'd want. He doesn't. He's not. We're not getting big names. He can't deal with big names. We're not getting big names. No. They're going to be nobodies, and we've got to hope that they come good. So do you know what?
The frustrating part is, Nick,
for the first time ever, I don't give 2 fucks who we bring in. I don't care.
No, if he doesn't work out with Potter, a lot of fans reckon by November he'll be gone. Then we've got the whole scenario all over again.
What are you left with then? Once all these stars have been sold?
Yeah, that's right. I exactly agree with you. Totally. I didn't want to sell Kudus. I think he didn't have a great season. Most of them didn't, but he was never even played in his proper position. They should have played him at a 10. Oh, what do you think, by the way? This is something I've heard on YouTube. I know some fans tend to repeat what they hear from other fans. Now, you can only play Kudus in the 10. You've got Bowen on the right. You've got your striker. You can't play him on the left. We both agree with that. But I've heard this thing about he can't play in the 10 because he doesn't look up. Have you heard that saying?
Kudus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit because it is bullshit. Look, he does typically when he's going on a marauding run, he's head down and he goes. But if you look at go back and look at the highlights of his first season.
You ain't got to tell me. I know.
Passes through, turn, pass. He can do all of that. He plays there for Ghana. But people just want to discredit and do you know what? That type of thing there. It's one thing getting angry with Spurs and calling them cunts, which is what I do. That's fine. But don't be disingenuous. Don't be salty and don't be slimy.
No.
They're getting a good player. We know he's a fucking good player. We know he is. So do you know what I mean?
What frustrates me, Nick, is that like in his first season, obviously when Moyes was with him, he got him and Paquetá and Bowen, he got them all playing, all interacting, and the other two managers just don't seem to be know how to play him properly. And it was just really frustrating. You've got these great players and just been wasted.
Because look, you've seen the graphic that I put up on the screen. It must have made your mouth water when I was putting that up. But we will
No,
never
I
ever
saw it.
see that under these types of managers because they always water the team down. For instance, if you've got all those players in the team and you plonk James Ward-Prowse and Suchek in the middle of it, it's fucked. It's fucked. It don't matter who you've got around them because in your engine room's dead. So, and Moyes did it, fucking Lopetegui's done it, and now Potter's doing it as well. And it's almost like they're slamming the brakes on because even Alvarez, who is a CDM, but he's a progressive CDM. The video clip that I showed you.
That's right.
When he breaks up play, he's gone. He drives forward. That's what he is. He's a CDM for an attacking team.
This could put us back years, this could.
Yeah, I know.
It's all that 3 years of good seasons we had, in Europe and that's all been blown away, wasted, back to what we was before, just a shambles of the club.
Mate. Right, Gary. Gary, we've got to because I've got to get through these other ones because I'm being naughty
mate.
again.
Great to talk to you again.
And you, I'll do these more frequently now.
Take care, mate.
All right, tell them, mate. Right, lovely to talk to Gary. Right, okay. Fucking terrible, no, 5 to 10 minute calls. Just once I start talking, I can't stop. Hang on, 1 minute. Where are you? There we go.
Hello,
is that Marley?
speaking. How you doing, Nick?
I'm very well, mate, very well. Good to talk to you again.
Good to speak to you, man. This is going backwards on epic proportions, isn't it?
Yep.
Do you know what? The propaganda that comes out of this club is a joke, mate. It's unbelievable, man.
That's what makes it even worse for me. Is the way that we deal with everything. They treat us like fucking.
We got a child. Look, we got a silly little child running the club, haven't we?
Yeah, well,
he's a bit of a plonker, isn't he?
Same dimensions as a fucking child, and yeah.
Oh, mate.
What was your take on the Kudus thing anyway, mate? So obviously, when you look at the deal and the way it's structured, apparently it wasn't 5 years. Apparently it's spread over 3 years. So we get 18 million every year for 3 years. What that's going to do for us, I don't fucking know.
I think you've said a lot of it over the last couple of weeks. We were trying to flog him. We come out and we played. Well, Sullivan's played it wrong. Basically, he's shown his hands, and 24 hours later, Tottenham go and trigger a release clause of Morgan Gibbs White from Nottingham Forest.
I mean,
they triggered his release clause. No negotiating, triggered a release clause.
What about all the big talk, though? All the big talk that was coming out in the media, or West Ham are going to be charging Tottenham tax. What about all that? That was all rubbish, wasn't it? They've just completely and utterly shafted us with this. When you look at the deal,
and he says he's a West Ham fan.
I know.
I mean, could have said a contract till 2027, 2028. If he didn't want to be there, I mean, look, dig your heels in. We see it all the time with football. Look at Arsenal and trying to get this Gyökeres guy. It's only West Ham that do business like that, and that's because we've got an absolute plonker running the club.
You don't have to cut and loss. You don't see. The thing is, I was saying last night to Ryan on the show, I've got a feeling when you consider how Kudus has been utilised this year, he's been utilised like he's a spare part. It's almost like they made their minds up to cash in on him this season at the start of last year. As a club, it's almost like they've said to Loppy or Potter or whoever else, don't get comfortable with him because he's going to be going. It's what it feels like, and that might be why he's been shunted out. I don't know.
But I feel like from when he came into the club, they were looking at it like, we'll bring him in for a couple of years. It works for both of us. We'll sell him on for his £85 million release clause. He's going to perform. The problem is you've gone and sold him for 55 million to our flipping rivals. So that's gone wrong. That little calculation that you've done there, they've tried to look at Brighton and say, we'll bring in a player like Kudus, £38 million, couple of seasons, and we'll sell him on to a bigger club, which is fair enough, and then reinvest that money into you can get 3 or 4 players out of that money that you get back for Kudus. But my thing is this, right? They knew from months before the season even ended that this needed to be a big summer. Potter was just plodding away for about 13 games.
Yeah,
looking to the summer. So I would have thought you'd have all your ducks in order and you'd be ready to go. As soon as Kudus is gone, we should start seeing sort of the balls rolling with what our team's going to look like this season. The problem I have is we let 6 senior players go.
Yeah.
Right. A couple of them needed to go, but at the end of the day, in the dressing room, that's a massive thing. The players have come back from pre-season. I counted, we got about 21 players, and in those 21 players, I've discounted Nathan Gerd and Kudus and Emerson Palmieri, the ones that are blatantly going to go.
Yeah.
Out of those 21 players, so they came out and they said 27 players have come back for pre-season. Andy Irvine has played about 10 minutes of Premier League football. Lewis Guilherme has played no more than 90 minutes of Premier League football. Callum Marshall's in the first team.
Yeah.
Casey, Urfi, Potts, and Orford.
Orford, yeah.
I mean, we are literally in banging trouble. And you brought in this new manager in January, and we're already a week into pre-season, and you're linked with a 20-year-old left-back from Czech Republic.
And also, mate, how do you feel when you read this? And I should just be happy for the player. I should be, but this terrifies me. You know, Paquetá, he's going to be acquitted. It's great news for the player. I'm pleased for him, but this just says to me he's going to be the next one out the door because imagine going into next year without them two.
It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be one of those seasons where, you know, it's just dragging on and dragging on and dragging on. And the way Potter approaches it, it's just doing my head in, man. It's just West Ham all over. The Paquetá thing, I don't think we can do too much about. I don't think he's trying to leave for disingenuous reasons. I mean, look, he's gone through hell for the last 2 years, rightly or wrongly. We'll find out.
I think he wants out of England now, apparently. He wants, after what the FA have done, I think he just wants out now.
Do you know what? It is what it is. It's typical West Ham, innit? It has to happen to us.
Yeah.
It has to happen to us. Our best player, our maverick, our leading light, gets a betting charge and, you know, takes out 2 years of our football. So I mean, I don't even know what to say about Paquetá.
That's gonna kill me. You know, I've got the most man crush of man crushes on that bloke in terms of football.
Even if he beats the case and stays, what West Ham are going to serve up next season? I'll be surprised if he doesn't go and join Tottenham as well.
Oh, no. I don't think Paquetá would do that.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I'll say this now: if Paquetá goes to Tottenham, I'm done.
That's not going to happen.
It might prompt Sullivan to go and give it to Tottenham. But what I'm saying is, as a West Ham fan, if they did that, I'm done. Done.
Yeah. I'm close to done as it is now, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. 55 million for Kudus from Tottenham.
Yeah, I know.
Woo, I don't think there's anyone that. I don't know how you came to that conclusion. I'd rather him sit there, rot on the bench. You pay him his 150 grand a week and done.
Mate, that's what I mean. Yeah, but do you know what? Rather than send him to Tottenham. But do you know, like when you look at the squad that we've got now, even with those players,
it's not even 55 million.
It's not. No, but when you look at the squad that we had when we came back before Kudus was sold, when you looked at it and you add the youth players to that team, so you had that 11 that I'll keep on showing everyone, and then you got Potts and you got Urfi, you were basically understudies. That ain't bad. That's a good starting point. But once you start stripping out the fucking what you're trying to, because thing is, we're not stripping out the core of Potter's team, because the core of Potter's team is never going to have Paquetá and fucking Kudus and Alvarez in the middle. It's going to have James Ward-Prowse and Souček in there. And have you seen the latest leaks as well? I mean, it was bad enough being leaks with Callum Wilson, right? Now, I ignored fucking Henderson. Apparently, we've spoken to him. So we're speaking to... Imagine a midfield of Jordan Henderson, Souček and James Ward-Prowse next year.
Sullivan's winging it, mate. Oh, Jordan Henderson's available. Get him on the phone.
He's actually taking the piss out of us now, mate.
He's proper taking the piss.
Yeah.
Nick, do you have any? What actually happened with Tim? Because that again, on the note of going backwards. I mean, I just don't understand it, because I can't see for the life of me that Lopetegui was his choice, right? So you've given him a manager that's not his choice, right?
He absolutely was not his choice. He weren't his choice.
I think on paper, right? I think on paper, he did have a decent transfer window last summer.
Yeah.
How the managers then put those players on the pitch and the team chemistry, team morale, fair enough. But looking at it now, right? We had someone that could negotiate transfers, could negotiate sales. I mean, he did.
He got
blindly getting rid of Ben. What he got for Ben Rama, what he got for Kera. He did some good business.
But he got the deals done. Even Duran, he had the Duran deal done. All Sullivan had to do was pay $3 extra million. He's our player. He was done. Duran was doing it across Amazon social media.
So what? How did he end up leaving? Like, why? What's the reasoning behind it?
He got sacked because Sullivan didn't want him doing the deals. It's very simple. It is, right. Try and not get myself done for liable. But the way it works at West Ham, when they buy players, they buy them with club money, not their own money, right? If they use their preferential agents, then there's lots of money that goes through their preferential agents. And where it goes thereafter, we can only use our imagination, can't we?
Which is that Salthouse geezer.
Yeah, which is why they like to use their preferential agents. Did you watch the show that I did with Agent X?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, as he said if Will Salthouse, as for an example, he didn't say his name, but he said if Will Salthouse has got Lionel Messup for 50 million, and I bring him the original Lionel Messi for 10, they'll buy Lionel Messup. And this is what they've been doing for years. This is why we spent $500 million and we ended up with the oldest and smallest squad. Something else I was informed about the other day as well, because Moyes was just as much as a fucking nightmare with this type of thing. Alcaraz, who they've now made permanent, and the striker that they've just bought. What's his name? Barry. He was up. Both of those players were offered to David Moyes when he was at West Ham by SportsX. Moyes said no. They've been his first 2 signings at Everton.
That's another one, man. That's another one. Everton. Do not let Everton. And we got Spurs' second home game of the season. Nightmare stuff.
Yeah.
I just think as well with the whole Tim Steidten thing, because he's so connected within European football, we probably got a bad name. So when we're approaching these young gems, you know, Tim Steidten could pull it out there like, you don't want to take your client to West Ham. You know what I'm saying? You can see how West Ham are operating.
Yeah, well, they're connected in the world, and do you know what? It's like most industries, mate. Football's a small industry as well, so they all talk to each other.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm just thinking, like, we're going to be struggling to be doing anything of any note. The only thing I would say is the only hint of positivity that I'm kind of. Do you remember the summer when we sold Grady D and Garner? They were kind of going on the same thing. I was up in arms that summer. Yeah, and it turned out that we had a decent season that year. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. I'm thinking, you know what? As that was the low. I remember that summer. I was just like, they brought back Craig Dawson. Yeah. I was like, Craig Dawson, what the hell are you doing going and buying Craig Dawson? And he turned out to be a solid addition. So, but I just can't see how. I can't see how we go into this because people forget we were in Europe for 3 years.
I know.
So what do you want to? You want me to sit and swallow 17th, 16th, 15th, and 14th place?
No, I know, mate. You can't, mate.
It's super frustrating, man. Everything around West Ham right now is doing my head in, except your show, mate.
Well, we try, mate. We try. But Marley. On that note, mate, I'm going to wrap this one up because I've only done 2 calls out of 8. This is going to fucking be a long show.
No worries, man.
All
Good
right,
to speak to you, man.
All
Have a nice evening.
All right, speak to you soon. Cheers, mate. Right. Alan, you're next. If I can find you. Alan, where are you? Oh, for fuck's sake. This is good telly, isn't it? Hang on, where are we? Here we go, I found him.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Alan. How you doing, mate?
Yeah.
You're good? You
got Not so bad.
You got away from the family for 5 minutes?
Yeah. We're all good, mate. We're all good.
Oh, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Right, Alan.
Where would you fucking start?
Go on, mate. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah. So, a few points.
Go on.
Firstly, like I don't get the big shock over the Kudus thing. this started fucking years ago, mate. The dismantling of West Ham happened from the minute we left Upton Park. That was the start of it.
Yeah.
The money was being hidden away then. Yeah. It's been going on ever since. You know, a lot of this is being said about this week about the 40 million we owe. But where's the money gone? We've got a full house over there every week. We pay fuck all for the place, right? So that's one thing. And the other thing is, like, you can't, I don't expect, because obviously we all know what he is, but I don't expect anything other than what I'm getting from Sullivan. We all knew what he fucking was when he arrived, yeah? And the side of Kudus for the pittance that it was, as far as he's concerned, right, he's a businessman, right? Paid 39, got 55, he's fucking happy.
Yeah.
He don't give a shit about the club. But everyone, well, there's probably a lot of people who don't get that. I don't fucking know how, for the life of me. But he sees it as a business. Every time we make a sale, he nicks a little bit back out and keeps lining his fucking coffers, yeah? And there's never enough money for us to push on. And we've been in positions, we all know, you know, I'm not going to go over old ground. We all know we've been in positions to push on. Mate, and he hasn't, because he's just taking the money.
We've had so many opportunities to do so. So, yeah. I mean, the best of all was a platform that we had in Prague, like I just said. After that was, and that could end up being the final. I mean, if we do ultimately end up getting relegated next year, which none of us want, but it's what Sullivan deserves with the way that he's fucking running us.
Well, we had two windows when we were sitting in fourth one and fifth another. We had two windows.
Yeah.
We needed to spend a little bit of money to bring something. I think Antonio was that injured and so was Rice. We just need to bring a body in.
Yeah.
And we could have held that position. You know, possibly, at least had a fucking chance to.
Yeah.
But getting back to what's going on now. So personally, I know I'm seeing stuff in the chat and all that, and like, everyone's got their opinion, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't blame the player.
No.
I think they're just screening it all with this bullshit about he put in a request to go.
Mm.
But like, can you fucking blame the geezer? Like, he's a good player. He's been played out of position. Yeah. He's not wanted by the manager or the board.
Yeah.
I'd put a fucking request in as well.
Mate, do you know what, though? Gio did a great show earlier on. And it's also been clarified since that the story that was put out about the transfer request, it's been poo-pooed now. Yeah. It was bollocks. Because when players put in a transfer request, they forego their they all get a loyalty bonus written into their contract, couple of million, golden handshake. They've all got it. No player, even if they want to hand a transfer request in, does it. Because if you do that, you forego that couple of £1 million transfer thing, which would mean that we've got another couple of extra million to spend in our transfer kitty. But they haven't reported that, have they? It is all bullshit.
We wouldn't, because he'll fucking nick it, won't he?
Yeah.
He'll buy another silly fucking hat and cope with it or whatever. Yeah. But look, obviously we're all upset he's gone. Yeah. But I sort of agree with what you touched on earlier. Look, it's a bit like, if we had 200 million to spend at the moment, right, I wouldn't get excited if he went out and bought great players, because he's not going to fucking use them properly.
No.
I don't want to sit there next season and see quality players benched or played out of position to look shit just so we can fucking sell them on for a pittance again. We're better off buying journeyman pros. Because the way he plays with good players, they're going to be like that anyway.
They are. Do you know what I got really upset about? Gary Romford, he mentioned about, kissing goodbye to Flair, and it didn't just start this year. Don't forget, last season we kissed goodbye to Ben Rama. Might not be everyone's favourite, but we let go of Benny. We let go of Fornell. Yeah. Everyone loves Fornell. We let go of Lanzini. We're losing Kudus. We're going to lose Paquetá. You're just thinking, that's 5 fucking Flair players. You're like, wow. In the space of a year.
Good news today to see Craig's got signed. He's gone to Stoke. So
yeah, that is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Bless him.
So good luck to him. Good luck to him. But look, I'm not alone in this, but I'm just completely fucking astounded and demoralised by what's going on at the club. Along, not just the owners, with the fan base. And look, the fan base have to hold their hands up to this. this has been allowed to happen.
Yep.
Channels like this have tried to put a fight up. People haven't come on board. They've not fucking backed the petition, right? How long does it fucking take to sign a petition? You know what I mean? So if they're not signing it, then I can only assume they don't agree with it and they're happy with the way the club's being run. Yeah?
But that's the way it looks,
And
Al. That's the way it looks.
Yeah, but it can't be anything else, can it, Nick?
No.
Yeah? And the conclusion that I've come to is we're at a crossover period now where like, the likes of me, you know, are getting on a bit and all that, and new fans are coming in and this, that, and the other. And because these fans have never been to Upton Park or spent much time there as an adult, let's say, yeah, they just don't seem to have any idea of the values of the club and the support, what it stands for. That's gone with these people. It's almost like now we're looked at as the fucking weirdos. We're out of place.
Well, I think you feel out of place when you do go over there. I mean, I think everyone does. I think that's part of the reason why it's so dead in there. There is no community. It's fucking dead the whole time over there because it's been gentrified. It's been watered down, diluted with all, 30,000 people is the official figure have walked away from the London Stadium since the first season. So 30,000 people that had their tickets in that London Stadium now no longer go. So how many of them were the old
West
school?
Ham fans,
how many of them were the old school? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be all of them, wouldn't it? It'd be all of them.
Yeah.
Or people, who were brought up by people who are old school and have learned the correct, correct way it should be, Yeah. But do you know what? There's a part of me, Nick, and I don't like saying it, and other people won't like it, but I don't fucking care, as you well know. There's a part of me that, do you know what? Bring shit players in. Go down next season. Let all them fucking tourists and that fuck off, and then we'll go again and hopefully get back what we had. I'm
the same now. I'm starting to feel if these players start going out, if we lose Alvarez, we lose Paquetá, we lose Kudus, on top of what we done last year with Fornals and Lanzini, do you know what? I'm going to be thinking, I'll still follow, but I ain't going to have the same feeling for it, the same expectations. I'm not the same. Fuck it, whatever. You're going to. I don't know what. And I think they're going
to go.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I think they will go.
Yeah.
I think the only one we might hold on to, I think we might hold on if this thing's still hanging over Paquetá a little bit. I think that might be, we might hang on to him, but he'll fuck the rest off. Alvarez and all that will go. There's already interest in them. Well, why wouldn't there be? They're good players.
Yeah.
And what? In all honesty, what can that manager turn around and say to him to convince him to stay when he's been pushing them out the fucking team for the last 6, 7, 8 months? What reason have they got to stay at the club?
Well, none is the answer. The only one that I think would stay if it wasn't for no, he probably wouldn't, because look, regardless of what people want to think of Paquetá, he will go somewhere. If he was to get his move to Man City, which probably still ain't off the cards, if he was to get that move, he will go there and he'll be world class. He is a world class player.
And good luck to him.
But the thing is, I feel like with him, it's like they said about him going to Tottenham. See, I don't feel like we really had the connection with Mo. This isn't a criticism of Mo. I don't feel like the fan base ever really truly connected with him. I do feel like we've connected with Paquetá. I do feel like that, and I don't think he won't go. He wouldn't go Spurs. No way. I don't think he would.
We never got the chance to connect with Kudus because the manager didn't allow it, and the board didn't allow it for a start. Look, at least he's not just another way of bashing Tottenham. But Paquetá's not going to go Tottenham. He's going to get a bigger club than that.
Yeah. He deserves it. But it's sad though, Al. It's sad because and it is sad because for all this, what I'm saying, and what you're saying there, I hope they bring Jordan Henderson in. I hope we go down, mate. We've got to sit for all that. We've got to watch it. And as much as we say that, we're going to be heartbroken watching it, mate, because
it's coming anyway, Nick. Because the bottom line is, the funny thing is, we're sitting here sort of saying it is a joke if he brings Henderson and all that. Don't put it past him to bring in people of that ilk.
No.
They will. That's what's going to happen. He's going to sell them for whatever he can get, spend a pittance, and pocket the rest, and tell us that we had debts, and it's gone on that.
And you know what? They'll push the Jordan Henderson one, and they'll spin it, and it'll be Liverpool's ex-captain. It'll be England player. He brings leadership, and then there'll be a massive section of the fan base that will buy it and they'll swallow it. But you made a comment earlier on about the petition, right? where you said by the time that people do jump on it, if it goes as catastrophically wrong, which is I'm genuinely expecting it to go next year, if it goes that wrong and then people jump on it after, say, Potter's been sacked and he's dismantled this team and it's all gone to shit.
Too late.
It's too fucking late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take up too much because I know you've got other people to come on, right? But I've been really fucking annoyed, fuming with the people just not signing this petition and the other channels not getting on board. Like, you know, this should be the pinnacle. This should be the thing, but we're all just funneled in together going in the same direction.
Yeah.
I just don't get it because what are they seeing? I mean, I don't think I'm fucking Stevie Wonder. You know what I mean? What are they seeing that we don't? All I see is a crap ball, not fit to run our club, who are just literally stripping every asset year on year, and then they'll walk and leave us for fuck all, and that'll be that. We'll be... Look, if we go down, there's every possibility we'll be down there for a while. There's a lot of big clubs down there who ain't made it back. I mean, like, being an older guy, obviously, like, a lot of the younger fans won't sort of know this as much, but like you look at some of these clubs, like Leeds for a start, who've been down there for a while, but like not just that, look what happened to Birmingham.
Yeah, no.
I can remember when Birmingham were a mainstay in the first division, like for years.
We could have a lot. We could have a lot in common with Birmingham in a year or two's time, couldn't we?
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of clubs like that who used to be household name clubs, always in that top division. You know, we could end up there.
Yeah.
Because they are going to walk away at some point, yeah, when they stop. I personally think that this is them stripping assets to make sure they've got a nice few quid in the bank before they'll sell it. They know they're not going to get the money for the club they could have got after the cup win. But everyone keeps saying how they're going to sell it. It ain't worth fuck all.
I think you're right.
It don't need to be.
I think they've drained it. I think they've drained it dry to the point where
they've had their money already.
They've had their money. The asset stripping, as when you think about it, has already been done. So Upton Park's gone. They've mortgaged the fucking training ground. They've done all they can. What we're seeing now is a fire sale of their last remaining assets.
Well, they're still earning out of Upton Park, aren't they? Because they've got shares in the company that has all the apartments there.
Yeah, no, but that's
so they're still earning. You know, people keep saying they won't sell the club there; they get nothing for it. They've had their money.
Yeah,
they don't need to get a lot out of the sale of the club. They've been nicking money on it year on year.
Sullivan weren't even a billionaire when he bought into West Ham. He is now.
Yeah,
where's his money come from?
Well, that's all you need. There you go. That's all you need to know. I mean,
he was just under. He was just shy of being a billionaire. He's worth about 900 million or something. But
you don't need to bring fucking Carol Vorderman here, do you, to work out that we pay a pittance for our fucking ground. We earn an absolute fucking fortune out of it. I mean, all right, we've lost money on players and that, but nowhere near what they're bringing in. How the fuck can we owe him? We shouldn't owe anyone any money.
No, we shouldn't, mate. Absolutely not.
With the right people running the club, we should be, like, with the exception of obviously the money that's coming to Newcastle or Man City, we should be right up there. We should be absolutely nailed on. Money in the bank, can buy anyone we want. Good structure at the club. That should all be there.
But with this board, mate, with this board that we've got, you know, it almost feels to a degree now, certainly, like they've almost got. And look, it ain't a complete attack. It's not. But we are part of this because. If you look at the way that Newcastle banded together to force Ashley out, and the way that Everton did as well, the way they all came together, they did. You're never going to get that with West Ham fans. You're just not not today. You're not.
Look, I'll tell you what, mate.
It feels like it just ain't going to happen.
People won't like this, but people can fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the word Judas a lot.
Yeah.
Right. People need to have a look in the fucking mirror. People who ain't signed that form, people who are not backing the fight back against Sullivan. You want to use the word Judas, I'd aim it there.
Well, the thing is, if you're not standing with other fans, because ultimately, right, a lot of what I get is the comments I get. What's a petition gonna do? So these are fans that are.
Well, fucking sign it and find out.
Exactly. What if and like you made a comment as well about people saying let's organise a a protest and do this and do that now. And you said if people can't even be fucking bothered to take a minute of their time, 2 minutes of their time, and in a comfort of their own home to sign a petition, what chance have you got to do anything really?
No, look, listen.
We do feel a bit defeated. I've got to be honest. It does make you feel a bit defeated.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. And I've touched upon that with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's no way you should feel embarrassed about the way that's gone and the numbers. The people not signing it should feel embarrassed. There's this channel and the you guys that run it should in no shape or form should feel any embarrassment about the way this petition's gone.
No.
It's failed because of the failure of the fans getting behind it.
Yeah,
the petition's correct, and what it stands for is absolutely correct.
And I do feel like there's too much ego as well. You know, there have been a few channels that have got on board with it. James at E20 has got on board with the petition as well. He's been pushing it. Gio over at Hammers Chat, he's pushed it a few times as well. But on the whole, not
as much as you could have done, Nick.
On the whole, there's been nothing really. And you know something? This is the narrative that needs pushing. If there needs to be a narrative, it should be getting our fucking club back and stopping all this from happening. But like I said, it goes back to what I said earlier on. When the numbers will spike, when you'll end up with 10, 20, 30,000, is when we're fucked. It's too late then.
Yeah, but what's the point, right, of handing a petition in to say you're ruining our club when it's already ruined?
Yeah, I know.
The fucking horse is bolted, mate. And look, fucking hell. I can't believe people are this daft. Like, it's been so obvious year on year that they're stripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking obvious, yeah? And people can't see it. Look, we've already said it. I can only come to the conclusion, that a lot of these people, I'm not going to say they're fake, they can't all be daft, can they?
No.
You know what I mean? But they obviously agree with the way the club's being run. It must be that. It can't be anything else. You either agree that they're shit owners and they're dragging us down next season, or you agree with what they're doing and you can see something in this that we just failed to see, yeah?
Yeah.
But we've not had the football we desire, yeah?
No.
And we've had the players to do it. That needs answering. The players are there.
Not for long.
You know what I mean? But we've had the players to have the football that we demand, right? And let's be honest, people say, they've all said it on TalkSport and everywhere. Oh, so you're happy playing good football and going down? Do you know what? Yeah, we've been there many a time. I've seen them go down playing good football.
I genuinely, all I want is to just feel. The most I feel West Ham is when I'm talking to you guys. We're on the terraces, we're chatting. That's when it feels like West Ham. That's when all of that kind of that feeling comes back to me, how we used to be. And like I said, I went to a game last year, which is probably the last game I'm ever going to go to while these fuckers are there now. Because I went there with my son and he said, that's it. After 30 minutes, said, Dad, we'll go away. He said, I'm not coming here no more. Because it's upsetting. Because once you're over there and the people around you, there's nothing there. And you've got it, mate. That is when that stadium makes me feel like West Ham's dead. It does. So I prefer to stay away from it.
I know we're going over and over old ground here, right?
Yeah.
But it starts from the walk from the station.
Yeah.
When I'm not seeing the guy doing the overland and sea, and I'm not seeing Nathan's parked up outside as they was fucking promised.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the guys who used to sit at Upson Park who sold the badges and the scarves and all that. I'm seeing the corporate ones now doing the half and half, which
should never be allowed.
No. Yeah. It's gone. It's the West Ham we knew and loved is gone. And I can't see it coming back, mate. I just can't see it. I can see it getting worse and worse and us just being pushed out as we have been.
Yeah.
But I just don't see a way forward because, I don't think this owner's going to walk away. I think he's going to hand it down to his son. And all right, he may be better, he may be worse, who knows? Yeah. But, he's learned from his dad. So you know, we know what the probabilities are there.
The apple never falls too far from the tree. This gate, you know, those kids, I'm sorry to say, they've been brought up by a fucking villain, aren't they? And they're very close to their dad. So, yeah.
And they're a money-making machine.
Yeah.
And West Ham's part of that.
Yeah.
They're only there to make money.
Yeah.
You know, at least with Gold, he was a West Ham fan. You know what I mean? I don't think he would have been, if he was still alive, I don't think some of this would have happened. I think he might have had something to say. No. I had a lot more respect for him.
I'm torn on that one. Now listen, I had a very nice moment with David Gold and my dad when my dad had cancer, and West Ham Upton Park did a lovely ththing for us for his last possible game. They got us a box over there, and David Gold, bless him, he came in at half time. My dad had because he had throat cancer. He couldn't talk. My dad went to the toilet at half time, and David Gold came in. We weren't expecting him. And we said, he said, I've come to see Billy. You know, it was like, oh, sorry, he's in the toilet. Don't worry, we'll let him know you're coming. No, I'll wait. So he literally waited there for about 5. Dad was ages, waited about 5 minutes. He came out, and my dad's face, and he sort of, it really meant a lot to him. And my dad couldn't talk. It was quite sad, and he wrote down a little note, basically saying thank you. And he put his glasses on, picked up the note, and he read that. He didn't read it out. And he went, Billy, that's lovely. Thank you very much. He said, I'm going to cherish that, and put it in his pocket. Gave him a cuddle, and that was it. But that said, because he was a West Ham fan as well, and he was, so there was definitely a lovely part to David Gold. A lovely part, and I will always cherish that, what he did there. He knew he was a money maker as well. He knew what we was doing when we came over to this place. He did. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But I don't think he would have gotten to the levels of Sullivan.
No. Well, I think Sullivan's going into overdrive now. Gold's gone, 100%. You know, it feels like it's all being wrapped up now, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he ain't got his right hand man there to reel him in anymore, has he?
No.
But look, listen. I don't know how many are watching this, but if you've got any fucking love at all for this club and what it used to be, and the values it used to have, then you need to fucking sign that petition, and that includes anyone on other channels on here. It's not enough to put out a little say-so once every other week. We need to be on this. We need to be absolutely on this every single fucking day, pushing it until we get the petition at such numbers that they'll take notice, or it may get us nowhere. Yeah, it's a start. Go down fighting.
It's a start.
Yeah, go down fighting.
Do you know what it needs to be a number that the media will pick up on, because that will embarrass him.
Yeah. But the worst thing you could possibly do is get to the end of this, and it all goes the way we think it's going to, and you haven't put a fight up.
Yeah.
It's all right to try and fail. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because you can rest on your fucking laurels and say, well, had a go. You know what I mean? But to not have a go and just to let the club slip away like it is just, I think it's shameful.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think it's absolutely shameful.
Absolutely.
And like, you know,
and we've got an Everton fan in the fucking comments, and we get loads of them in our comments as well, because you know they're always really supportive of us.
Do you know what? I've got a lot of respect for Everton, a bit like us. I mean, they've had more success than us, I know, over the years. But they're another club that's sort of in a big place, living under the shadow.
Yeah.
And they've had their bad ownership, and they've been stripped bare as well at times.
But a proper working class fan base, very similar. Very similar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look, not just saying it, but it was always my favourite away ground, proper ground. That old place used to rock, mate. You know what I mean, when it was going. But right, listen, I better let you get someone else on. But look, literally just completely disappointing, despondent with what's going on.
Yeah.
But not surprised, because some of us have been calling this, as you have, for a long, long time. We've seen it coming bit by bit. I don't get the shock and surprise over Kudus. I think the same as I won't be shocked when Paquetá goes, and
I don't get the hate for Kudus. I mean, I don't see the need for that. you know,
Why
him
would he
leaving.
stay?
Yeah, it's mad.
Look, if you're not wanted, you fuck off, don't you?
Yeah, it's stupid, you know. But anyway,
If anyone in here who's calling him Judas, well, ask yourself this: if you went to work every day, yeah, and you worked a certain machine, you was good at it, but they put you on a machine every day that you're shit at,
yeah,
and then bollocks you every day because you're not doing well at your job, you'd fuck off and find another job, wouldn't you?
yeah, of course you would. That's exactly, and that is exactly what's happened with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan,
Right, listen.
love you,
Thanks,
mate.
mate. Thanks
Cheers
for having me on. Take care, mate.
Top
Cheers.
man.
Bye.
Tell her, mate. Great call. Great call. Right, I'm sorry I've been putting comments up. StreamYard's fucking frozen. I'm gonna refresh it now and hope that I don't drop out. I probably am going to. So I don't know whether this will close the stream or not. But at the moment, I can't put any comments up. So give us a minute. One second. Oh, the whole fucking browser's crashed. What the fuck? I can't do anything. I don't even think I'm going to be able to end the stream. I'm not. I'm going to be on here all night. So I might as well take the next call. I'll just have to close it all manually afterwards. Right, 1 minute. Should we go to Nolly? Let's give Nolly a call if he's still awake. He did say he was having a drink. So get the swear jar out. Yeah, I can't put any comments up. The whole thing's frozen. It's not responding to any clicks.
All right, mate.
Hello, Nolly.
Hello, kiddo. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Fucking fuming as usual.
Did you hear the call just now from Al? It was a good call, wasn't it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not an happy boy.
You're not. I'm
to be honest with
surprised.
you, mate.
I thought you was going to be full of
Yeah,
positivity.
really? Oh, yeah, really. Fuck off. What is going on with our fucking club? Honestly, what is going on with our club? So I was listening to the last geezer. He was bang on. Yeah, sign that fucking petition. Like, if you're a West Ham supporter, sign that petition.
Yeah.
Honestly, sign that petition. Right.
Because you know what, Nolly, you'll find them, won't you? You'll fucking find them if they don't sign it.
Oh, honestly. You know what I mean? I mean, it's only, what is it, 10,000?
Mate, it ain't even at five. We ain't even at 5,000. It's been running for 5 weeks. There's 4,800 people that don't want Sullivan and Brady here.
Honestly, what is wrong with us? At West Ham, when it was at Upton Park, what did we hold? 35?
Yeah.
At a push?
Yeah.
Right? And they're proper supporters, not these corporate pricks that come in week out with their prawn fucking sandwiches. So there must be 35 of us, 40, 45, 50,000 of us. Sign the fucking petition, people. If that fucking poison dwarf and the wicked witch, they're ruining our fucking club, I'll tell you. They're trying to ruin Birmingham, they're ruining ours.
Yeah.
Now, haters around Kudus? Absolutely not. Right? That geezer was played out of position last season by Lopetegui and Potter.
Yeah.
Incidentally, Potter's another thing. I hope he fucks off soon. Like, is Moyes looking for a second in command? Can't he fuck off up the fucking Scouse land? It's just the wrong geezer for us. He had, how long did he have last season? What was his pre-season? How long's he had? We were worse under him than we were under fucking Lopetegui.
It's a 6-month pre-season that he's had. Do you know something?
I mean.
I'm going to interject quickly. Is there any part of you now that wishes that maybe, if we'd have known that we was going to get Potter in, would you have rather stuck with Loppy till the end of the season, just to see how it went, and maybe just make the change in the summer?
Nah, he was equally fucking mad as well, mate. We just got the wrong geezers in, but that's Sullivan for you, cheap bargain basement geezers. And Potter, he needs to fuck off back to Hogwarts because he is fucking useless.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, he'll be out of a job by Christmas, but it won't matter because we'll be relegated by then.
Well, this is the worry. This is the worry, mate. When you look at what I was talking about earlier on, so I know you've got a penchant for the flair player as well. So if you look at the fact that you might not like Ben Rama and everything, but Ben Rama,
I love Benny. I love Benny.
But Benny,
I love
Lanzini, last season,
and they got the club.
Yeah, and this year
it's all about getting the fucking club.
But we could be losing them three plus Kudus, plus Paquetá, because he ain't going to fucking stick around. Why would he? And,
Well,
and who else? Who else is
do you
going to
know
go?
what? I don't know. I think Paquetá gets us, and we have supported him.
I agree. I agree with that. I'd love it if he stays. He goes down a legend for me. He goes down a legend for me.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cult hero now, but he'll be a legend if he stays.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I love him. But if I was Paquetá, I'd be looking and thinking, right, Kudus is gone. So who am I going to be playing next? Oh, James Ward-Prowse. Lovely. I'd rather play fucking next to Keir Starmer. You know what I mean? And I fucking hate him. It's fucking James Ward-Prowse. What are we doing? So, Kudus, yeah.
Don't forget Souček. We've got Souček still. That's good. We've still got Souček.
Do you know what? When you look with the fear I've got, right? Like if Alvarez goes, right? Alvarez goes, and I don't care what people say. I think Emerson's a fucking good left back. If Emerson goes, Alvarez goes.
Go on.
Oh, come on! But there is some good news.
What's the good news?
We've got tissue paper legs back, haven't we? Fucking Maxwell Cornet. That's good news, isn't it?
Mate, I was even excited to see him coming into training. That's how fucking desperate we're getting.
Wait till it starts raining and his legs fucking dissolve. Nah, mate. They're all giving it. Honestly, it fucking drives me mad. And the other thing earlier on, Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
We got more chance of signing fucking Billy Elliott.
Yeah.
Fucking Harvey Elliott. He ain't coming to us. That boy's got intelligence. Why the fuck would he come to us?
I mean, that's the type of thing, right? That is the type of thing where if we'd sold Kudus and we went out this week or next week and we brought in someone like that, straight away that neutralises it. The fans are going, all right, okay. But it ain't going to happen, right? If we reinvest that 50 million, which I very much doubt, we're going to be seeing a fucking goalkeeper, a left back. If it's a midfielder, it'd be a defensive one. It's going to be defenders.
Don't need a left back.
Fucking defenders.
We don't
That's all
need
we're
a
going
left
to
back.
see.
What we need is a fucking good midfielder and another decent centre forward.
Yeah, I know.
At least, and then give the kids a chance. But I'm so pissed off with our team at the moment. It's breaking my heart, really, to be honest with you. It's just
how are you feeling about Spurs? How are you feeling about Spurs at the moment, Nolly?
Like I always do. They're just under Millwall in my fucking hate list.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that he will do well, He's a fucking good player, Kudus. We just didn't play him in the right position. And they have got a good manager now as well. They have got a good manager. They will play him in the right position.
Yeah.
And next year, the year after, he'll be getting City or fucking Chelsea or fucking another team because we just ain't played him in the right position. And this is not just Lopetegui, Potter, just not playing them in the right positions.
No.
It makes me fucking sick. Honestly, it makes me sick. I don't mind Mavropanos. He's got a fucking mistake in him. He's got a few, actually.
He finished the season our best defender. Our best defender, he finished the season. Listen, can I tell you what my theory is? Can I tell you what my theory is? I think that West Ham, under Potter especially, we play in a way that protects the weaker players because we have to put them in there. So we play in a way that protects the weaker players and it restrains the better players. That's what I think happens. And I think as a result, the weaker players look better and the better players look pissed off and shit.
Players look shit. Yeah. Well, I think it's a really good...
this is what I think.
It's a good analogy, mate.
It is.
It's a good analogy, but I don't know. I mean, there's something else I wanted to mention now. I don't slag off like other like YouTube channels, right?
Yeah.
There's quite a few about. I watch Emma's chat. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I watch Bobby Moore stand. Gary, I like that. I watch West Ham Network with the big Scottish fella and the little Russ.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
But there's one in particular. I ain't gonna name him, but the geezer has got glasses, a gingery grey beard, and does his fucking podcast from London Bridge.
Yeah, I'm saying
right.
Nothing. Yeah, go on.
No, I know. Well, I'll tell you what. That geezer If he thinks he should be crucified, because it's like hearing Sullivan and Brady coming from that geezer. That's all it is.
Well, I don't know who you mean, Nolly.
He's flags off Areola.
Yeah.
He says Alvarez should be sold. He also slagged off Mohamed Kudus, saying he's a traitor, and that's all bollocks.
Thing is, right? I don't think I know what you mean, right? And I've spoken to the guy before. He's actually a nice bloke. I think the issue the issue is right. There is definitely.
I can't hear you, kid.
You can't hear me at all.
Yeah, go on. I can now.
Yeah, go on. The issue is that it does feel to me sometimes because I can't understand being in support when you look at the fucking shit season that we've just had, and I can't understand how anyone can get behind and not be terrified of the fact that we could not only lose Kudus, we could lose Paquetá, we could lose Alvarez, we could lose Fulkrug, and they're trying to tell you that they don't believe we're going to be better. I don't believe that. So
we ain't going to be.
No.
Listen, Nick. We ain't going to be better.
So there's one thing about being positive and trying to build sort of, positive energy for the season. But ultimately, if it ends up shit, that all goes out the window anyway. What's the point? Because after 2, 3, 4, 5 games,
you've got something to be positive about.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
But I'm looking at our transfer window. I'm looking at the fact that, all right, the players that have gone, they should have gone, right? And that's fair, right? But look who we're bringing in. Our top target is a left back. Yeah. We've already got Emerson and Ollie Scholes there. So that's a lot of bollocks, right? Fulkrug's coming back, and I hope to God, because I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Right? I hope to God. But we need someone else, and I'm not talking about Mickey. Do you know what I'm saying?
What, Mickey, Mickey on Clarence Booze, you mean? Or?
No, you know the Mickey I'm talking about. The one that needs the one that's going for another driving test.
Oh, that would be horrible. Well, look, listen. Oh fuck, I've got a moth in here. What you're going to be pleased to know, because I don't know whether you know, because you might. Mikel Antonio does a podcast with someone called Callum Wilson, and we're also in for Callum Wilson as well. So
hell.
we could have the.
Is that the Callum Wilson that goes to the same fucking doctor that Calvert Lewin goes to, and Maxwell Cornell?
It's not a joke. He's a Will Salthouse player. Even the ITKs have said that we are considering a move for Callum Wilson. We are.
It just makes me sick. Like a Newcastle reject. Let's fucking take him. He's on his last legs. He's got bad injury record. Let's take him.
Yeah.
If it had been fucking Isaac, I'd have said, yeah, all right, we'll have him.
Yeah. Well, he's all right.
Don't forget, Ivan Toney and Duran are up.
Yeah.
Why aren't we fucking going? But where's this 90 million they're going to pump into the club? They're lying cunts, mate. I tell you, they're lying fucking cunts, and they do not deserve to be on the board of our club.
Thing is, right?
I'll say that now.
And this is what I'm saying, and how you're talking, and how Alan spoke, and how I speak on loop as well. I can't believe that most fans are not just as frustrated. In fact, I know that they are. Right? It isn't only 5,000 fans that want Golden Sullivan, that want Sullivan and Brady out of here. It's not. Most 99% of fans know the situation, and they would be behind change. So why the fuck won't they just do something? There's so much ego in the West Ham world. There's so much ego in. Look, there is it doesn't matter what you're looking at, whether it's YouTube channels or it's this, that, the other. People just want to do their own fucking thing. They'll never stand together. I mean, what I was hoping happened with that petition was other channels, like, to be fair, like James from E20, he's picked it up. He's run with it. I was hoping. I even paid for a fucking a domain name, URL, bsout.co.uk, so people could just grab it and run with it and push it. That's what I was hoping was going to happen.
Signed it.
I know. I just don't understand, mate. I don't get it. And what I will say is, if you haven't signed it, I don't think you've got any right whatsoever to moan about anything to do with this fucking club.
No, absolutely. Do you know what? It's like, if you don't fucking vote, don't moan about the government.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, and with that in mind, I don't know, Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan on our board.
Yeah.
That might be all right, eh? It won't be a lot fucking worse.
What, Sadiq Khan and Keir
Can't say
Starmer on Apple?
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd definitely be. I'd be going to Leighton Orient then, mate. I think that'd be it. I'll be done. Yeah.
It's unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
And
we can't spend anything this summer. We've got a £22 billion black hole.
What a
go on.
Kit we've got for next year. And she never mentions nothing like that. She looked at that kit and went, "That's fucking pony, Dad."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it is. Who the fucking hell? What did they go to fucking mother care?
That to me felt like the ultimate insult. That kit, because you think everything that we've had, and then they come out of a kit. At least give us a decent fucking kit and boil sports.
Yeah, if we're going down, let's go down in style.
Yeah, fucking right and all, you know. But
honestly, mate, I've seen like Sunday League teams playing better kits than what we're wearing next year. No two ways about it.
No, absolutely, mate.
No two ways.
So what we're going to do, Nolly? We're going to wrap this one up now. So I want you to give Sullivan and Brady a personal message, and you can give.
Oh, I'd love to.
Go on.
I'd love to. Right, listen to me, you little fucking dwarf. Right, when you take your cock out of her arse, right, I want you to seriously think about fucking off out of our club and take her with you. Right, you're poisonous. So is she. We fucking hate you. We don't want you. Get out of our fucking club, you pair of cunts.
Okay, that was beautiful. That was poetic.
That's clear enough.
That was clear enough. That was poetic. That was poetic. Cheers, Nolly.
I like it. And heartfelt.
It was. Not as heartfelt as whoever it was that had it up a wrong one. Anyway, right, I'm going to let you go.
Right.
Speak to you soon. Cheers, Nolly. Thanks, mate.
Hello, man.
Bye. Right. Okay. I don't condone anything that Nolly said there, by the way. Terrible. Hang on 1 second. Let's see if Gary's still awake, because he's running later than usual. An hour, I said, on this. The phone is never fucking last an hour. Hang on 1 minute. I'm going to get there. Oh, where are you? Sorry, people. Give us a minute. I think the wine's going to my head. Gary. I'm going to get there. Here he is. I found him. I found you. All right, let's see if he's awake.
Hello, Nick.
Hello, Gary. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, mate. I was half asleep.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, mate. Sorry. So Gary, we're live at the moment, mate. Obviously, you've got your season ticket now. You're going over there next year. How are you feeling now with the likelihood? Well, Kudus is gone. Apparently, that's been confirmed, and now it looks as though we are going to be selling other players as well. So you got Alvarez.
Yeah.
Paquetá, it looks like he's been cleared. How are you feeling? Mate?
Well, if it was just Kudus, which we knew was going, and Paquetá, another one we knew was going, because he was going to go to Man City to this betting thing come up, wouldn't it? Yeah. So if it was just them two, fine. But if we're letting all these others go as well,
would you be happy if we sold those players, though? Because like I said, when you think about it, right, last year...
How can we be happy?
Oh, mate, I'm just so worried. I'm so worried. Because all we're linked with is fucking defensive players.
Oh, well, how the fuck are we just looking at a left back? Everyone that's come on tonight said it. Yeah, what the hell are we doing looking at a fucking left back?
I know.
Well, we need a box-to-box midfielder and a striker. They should be your main priorities. Because we just have never replaced Rice. It's no good having fucking Souček and James Ward-Prowse, and we still got Roddy, aren't we? And then we're talking about getting fucking Henderson in.
I've forgotten about him. How would you feel sat over at London Stadium in your new posh seats, your padded seats?
Oh, mate! I was in the Billy Bond stand fucking last season. I've gone for the West Stand this time, see if it's any better. Because I was surrounded by fucking tourists in the Billy Bonds. I'll tell you, when they come out, the players come out, we're all singing Bubble, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple in front of me. They were singing, as they were singing, like,
Mate,
they were singing it so quietly. I'm thinking, like,
they put the
sing with
words
some.
up. They put the words up on the screen now.
Yeah, because they don't know them. and I'm thinking, sing with some passion, you cunts.
I
You know
know.
what I mean?
I know.
They're not even standing up now. They're sat in the seats singing.
Pretty bubbles in the air. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Fuck you now, mate. You know, it's just getting pathetic now, I tell you. But yeah, I've got my ticket back now. Yeah, I was 3 years without it. You know, it was getting that bad in that stadium. I was still going. I was picking the games. I started thinking I must be cursed because the games I went to was Brentford,
Mate, that was my last
Man
one.
United.
Yeah, my last one.
Yeah. You was in. I think you was in Bobby Morse. No, you was in the Billy Bonds stand as well.
Billy Bonds lower. Yeah, it's good seats, just surrounded by fucking
twats. Yeah, basically, yeah, Koreans and that sort of thing. Yeah.
I'm not saying Koreans are twats, by the way, but when you're in a football stadium and you're not surrounded by your own kind, when I say kind, I mean West Ham fans, right? That's what I mean. It pisses you off.
Yeah.
They don't. They weren't even West Ham fans. They didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Honestly,
yeah,
I'm gonna get fucking clipped and called racist now.
That's why that's why people sitting next to you jumping up when Man United scored.
I know.
I know. It's just madness. But yeah, I mean, I was listening to a lot of what people were saying, and I've heard people saying Sullivan crossed the line when we sold Kudus to Spurs. Fuck me, he crossed the line when he got us out of fucking Upton Park, mate. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And what do you expect from Sullivan? Yeah, it ain't just him; it's the people around him as well. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, I don't expect him to sell Kudus for fucking Tottenham for 50 million. I didn't expect
that's ridiculous. How can you sell him for 30 million less than the release clause? That's just fucking nuts.
Well, he was 38 million. We bought him for.
Yeah, that's what he bought him for. Yeah,
we've sold him for 55. Yes, there is people who argued with me and said that it wasn't a 10% sell-on clause from Ajax. Yes, there is. Apparently, we owe them up to 2 million of whatever the profit is from that deal.
Yeah,
we haven't made fuck all out of it.
Made much. Yeah, I know. But when you think about it, since they've been here, this board, it's only been 5 players that they made profit on, and 2 of them were homegrown players.
Yeah,
Dio, Grady, and Rice.
Yeah, I know.
3 other players in that all that time. And that's where all the money's going. Not just, they're probably pocketing 20 million a year each, but the money's going on these players. We're making the money on them. And I don't know what the wages are. I've never added it up. I'm not fucking fantastic at maths, but our wages is roughly what, 5 million a player, roughly.
Mate, you ain't far off. And there's some of them that are obviously on more. Not that it really matters, but when you look at that, Gary said, "Where does the money go? Where does your TV money go?" That is where the TV money goes. So it goes on fucking player wages. If you got a squad of
exactly, and we're making the money on the players. That's the trouble. It's just so badly run. Fuck everyone says how the hell he became a billionaire, but he says sex sells itself.
He's been here 15 years, right? He's been here 15 years, and somebody put up. I'm going to try and remember him because I haven't got the tweet here. There was 5 players that we've made profit on since he's been in. 2 of them, or 3 of them, were homegrown. So obviously Declan Rice, we've made profit on.
That's what kept us afloat.
Yeah, we made money.
I can't even remember the other 3.
We made money. We made money on Flynn Downs. We made money on Ashley Fletcher.
That was it.
And
we didn't make money on Fletcher.
We did make money on Fletcher. Yeah, somehow we made money on him. But basically, there are 3 and Pyatt. We made money on Pyatt. There were 3
that's correct.
3 players that we have signed under David Sullivan that we have made money on. Now, I think we'll all agree because I think Ashley Fletcher we made 5 million on. Flynn Downs we made 7 million on. And Pyatt I think we made 12 on. Now, I think we'll all agree. I know we made 12 million on Pyatt, but that was fucking ridiculous what we sold him for. We sold him for about 20 million.
He did want to go though. Something about his missus wanting to go back home and all that.
I get that.
We didn't get a choice.
Mate, you're talking. We had like a Ballon d'Or nominee.
Yeah, I know.
Should have been anyway.
For the money he went for. I know. Everything though, just done the shitty way in West Ham, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah, under Sullivan especially. It's just everything's the shitty way. Like no players getting a send off, like Cresswell didn't.
Mate,
didn't say goodbye to Antonio.
Emerson hasn't really had a send off.
Well, he wants to go though, doesn't he? He wants to go.
It
I
doesn't,
think
but,
he's
but,
got-
yeah,
he's
but
got-
it don't matter. I mean, if you go back to, he's been here a few years now, and if you go back to probably what people talk about our best moment in Prague, he was the fucking player of the match. Emerson,
Yeah,
best
yeah,
player on the
yeah,
pitch.
yeah, yeah. I still think he is better than Skulls at the moment. It's definitely Skulls has still got a lot of improvement. You know,
Yeah,
he,
I'm not
he,
right.
he got thrown under the bus, didn't he?
I'm
He-
not on the throw it. I'm not on the Skulls got fucking schooled by Salah, so he's shit brigade, which is what a lot of the others have done. I'm not doing that. He got taught a lesson. Well, I'll tell you what does bother me was that Potter put him up against him.
Yeah,
A bloke who is
that was a mistake.
but a bloke who is it's not a mistake. But what fullback hasn't Salah embarrassed? So Salah has fucking given him a bit of a torrid time, and from that point on, we haven't really seen him. We haven't seen Scholes.
Yeah, he had a bad game against that Chelsea one as well, didn't he? Is it Neto running rings around him?
Yeah, but again, you've got Declan Rice when he came in had some right shitters.
Yeah.
He did against Newcastle.
Definitely.
He was terrible. He was shocking. So I don't know. I'm not on board with this. I think youth players, if you want to take that route, you've got to bear in mind that the Premier League is a massive fucking jump. You know?
It's a massive step up. Yeah, look at Ipswich. They brought in a lot of young players.
And
you're right.
And what they need the experience to be able to acclimatise. The only reason that Declan Rice is worth what he's worth now, do you know what? It's probably down to Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Because Pellegrini put him in central defensive midfield, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Probably is.
It was Moyes that put him in the midfield, wasn't it?
No,
if I can remember.
It was Pellegrini.
Wasn't it?
Pellegrini.
I'm sure on the Pellegrini, he was always in the back four.
No, he was a midfielder when David Moyes came back and he said, "Fuck me, you've become a player, haven't you?"
Yeah,
Declan Rice has been quoted as saying that when Moyes came in. So,
all right,
yeah. So yeah, Pellegrini did put him in to CDM. See, the thing is, I think that's an obvious thing to do. I've been saying that for years. Remember, like when we had Diop and when we've got Todibo at the moment, who but he might not look like the very most solid centre back, but sometimes those players can become the best central defensive midfielders because if they've because
he needs to improve in his fitness, though, Nick. Doesn't he? He can't last 90 minutes.
Bit lazy by the look of him.
Yeah,
I like him.
I don't want to say he's lazy. He just can't run.
I really like him.
I do. He looks quality. I'll give him that. He does look quality, but he does fuck around on the ball too much sometimes, though, doesn't he?
In terms of talent levels, compared to the likes of fucking what's his face?
Likes of Mavro and fucking Kilman. Fucking Kilman.
See, I think
40 million.
Mate, I think Mavro's a good defender. People keep forgetting.
Yeah,
they're talking about this.
He's a good backup.
But they're talking about this Senegalese kid who had a good game against England. Mavropanos got man of the match against England. He was brilliant.
I remember that. Yeah,
he was brilliant against us. So, and this is what I mean. Is it? I don't know. I don't know whether we're being harsh on not harsh, but I do believe that the way that we structure our team is to accommodate weaker players. So when you've got
a Potter, though, you can't.
No, it is. He doesn't have to play when you've got that team that I put up on that graphic. He could put that team out there. But he always, he always puts in our midfield James Ward-Prowse or a Souček or both. And that is the most important position in that team. And do you know why? Because they're average and Potter, he identifies with average. That's what it is. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So he's kind of.
But I can't imagine Sullivan listening to Potter, though. I just can't imagine him doing it. But I don't know. Maybe it's an excuse to get the money. Maybe possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, look, you've got to be confident for the upcoming year because otherwise you're going to be. I mean, you was angry last year. You're going to be even angrier this year, Gary. If it don't go well.
Well, the other thing I was mentioning you, the youth. How many of them? I mean, at the moment, I think we got 5 of them training with the first team. How many of them do you actually feel will start out of them 5? I think the only one I think would be Potts. Personally,
I don't think he'll start.
You don't think so?
No, I think
you'd rather play fucking James Ward-Prowse and fucking Souček.
I'd put him in. You're asking me who I think's going to fucking start. Potter had a dead end of season with nothing to play for, where he could have brought in some more of the youth players. We had Alford there. We had fucking Casey there. We had Scholes there. He could have given them more
Yeah.
minutes in dead games. These are not
Yeah.
dead games. If we don't beat Sunderland, we're fucked going into the
Yeah.
next 5 games.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think Guilherme's got to get minutes, isn't he? He has to get minutes now.
I don't know. Because the way he wants to play, it's like everyone's talking about a lot of the people that are kind of on the hype train at the moment who are going, we've sold Kudus, we're going to go out and buy this player, and we're going to have this player out on the left wing, and we're going to have Bowen out on the right wing. And
Yeah, I know.
last week they was reporting how we're getting this Diouf, who's a wing back. Well, in a Potter wing back system, there are no fucking wide forwards. What you've got,
no, exactly.
No, what you've got are 3 centre backs. You've got 2 wing backs who are the ones that give you width. You've got 2 CDMs.
Yeah.
In front of that, you've got 2 central midfielders, a box midfield, and you've got 1 fucking forward. That is
exactly.
a Potter system. Bowen is a problem in how Potter wants to play because he can't be a striker and he ain't a 10. Kudus wasn't a problem. Kudus could have played in the 10. He could have played in the box.
Yeah,
midfield.
yeah. But no one's played him in a 10. None of the managers have they?
No.
Did he play a 10 for Ghana? I don't know about Ajax. I don't know where he played.
He plays, and for Ajax, but he plays in the middle for Ghana. That's where they put him. They put him in the middle.
And not one of our managers played in there. Not once.
Nope.
Not fucking once.
Nope.
He drifts sometimes, but not once. Always on that list.
Do you know why? Because we play cautious football and we've always got a carry, as I've already said. And I know people don't like it because it sounds harsh.
Yeah.
Thomas Souček and James Ward-Prowse, right? Thomas Souček, not going to criticise him. I'm not going to criticise him at all, actually, because the goals that he's given us over the years, he's really given us a good return on our investment.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But in terms of a technical midfielder, what that takes away from you. So if you're relying on, Gio's said it best. He said, if you're relying on Thomas Souček to score you goals when you've got Paquetá, Kudus, and all these other players, they're not flourishing, but you're relying on Thomas Souček, you've kind of failed. Because what Souček is he's a shithouse get out of jail card. He'll get you goals. When you're playing shit and you just want to sort of go to hoofball, when you want to go to basic football, Thomas Souček's your man. He's the one. He'll pop up. He'll score a goal.
That's the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cheat code. But we shouldn't be relying on a fucking non-mobile central midfielder who can't pass the ball 5 fucking yards to score our goals when you've got this talent in there. Maybe, I'll tell you something, I might change my attitude on this because next season, once all these players are gone, Thomas Souček could become our most important player, even for me. Because once all these other players are gone, I'm going to be like, no. We fucking need Souček now.
No flair players.
Now we need him. Now we do. Yeah.
I mean, for me, Souček should only be like a bit part player. He should come on for the last 20 minutes if we need a goal, even if we need to hang on to a 1-0 or 2-0 even.
Yeah, agree with
in defence.
Yeah, but that's
all he should be.
But that's in the team that we've had. What team are we going to have next year?
This is it. We don't know. The only thing worries me is if we do sell someone like Alvarez. I mean, how much do you think Alvarez is worth now? I know he's man of the match in this Gold Cup, and all this lark. What do you really think he's worth now?
I'm telling you this now. Alvarez in an attacking, you put Alvarez. I'm going to say it now in a Man City team. I'm not saying he's better than Rodri or anything like that, but you put Alvarez in an attacking team. When he played for Ajax are a team that play on the front foot. So as a CDM, he did what he did in that video. He breaks up play and he goes forward and he pings a ball and he gets it out. He goes on the front foot. He don't stop, put the brakes on, play it sideways, play it back to his centre back. He won't do that. It's not how he does it.
Yeah,
he wants to go forward.
He turns and goes forward. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Put Alvarez in the fucking Tottenham team. It'll be worth 50 to 80 million. That's what it'll be worth.
This is it. So you reckon? We say he's worth 50 million. We paid what 35 for him, 35.
Yeah. People talk about his pace.
These teams know we're desperate. They know we're desperate for money now.
People talk about his pace, but it's bollocks, right? Because if you go back to when Alvarez came in, we played Brighton.
He doesn't need legs. He reads the game.
We played Brighton away, right? We had a perfect midfield in that, and he sat at the base on his own, not a double pivot CDM. He sat as a CDM on his own, and the 2 central midfielders filtered. They had Casiado, they had McAllister. He was the man of the fucking match, Alvarez. He smashed fuck out of everyone. Because it was like, all they was doing was they was marshalling the 2-8s and they was almost creating a funnel towards Alvarez, who was just bashing fuck out of everyone, cleaning up, getting that ball forward. He was fantastic. We haven't really seen him used again like that since then.
No. Potter's been dropping him, isn't he? That's the trouble. Potter's dropping him and rather playing the JWP.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking crazy.
I know. And the other thing, there is something else I've got to say. I don't know how you feel about this, Gary, but there's one thing, and I'm not going to call out West Ham fans in this. Maybe it's a modern fan thing. When have football fans become such pussies? One of the things that I love, two of the things that I love about football, two of them, right? It's flair and attacking play.
Yeah.
And it's aggression and fucking nastiness. One of my idols. I loved him over my shoulder, and I love Julian Dix, my two favourite players, right? I love a nasty fucking...
Redcar was another one.
Another one. I love a nasty player. I love a nasty tackle. You've got Alvarez going in, trying to commit GBH on someone, telling fucking Enzo that he wants to do him in the car park. You can't be like that. You'll get a yellow card. You'll get sent off. Fuck off. Honestly. Cry a pair of bollocks. I love that side of the game.
Yeah, it's gone, isn't it? It's not just us. It's across the whole spectrum of it, isn't it? The football is just ain't the same no more. I've noticed that even in the stands, you shout out swear words, someone will turn around and start shouting it. Oh, you've got kids here or something like that. You know,
I say stop fucking swearing.
Hang on a minute, we're at football, not at the fucking Henley Regatta. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
You sort of sat there now, waiting to see a show, sort of thing, rather than a football match, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's how it feels. That's how it feels in that place. It don't feel like you're at a football match. You feel like you're sat there waiting for a show. This is why I always hate Sullivan. And you know what? Hate Sullivan getting us out. And you know what? You're sitting there watching a show, and it is the shittest show on earth. It's the worst
show. Last season.
It's the worst show.
It was the worst season. It was the worst season ever, wasn't it? I've never seen anything like it.
If that was a film that you was watching, you'd leave at half time. You'd be like, "This is bollocks."
Honestly, you give
I
it
can
one
see
star.
The strings. It's shit. The CGI's crap. It's right. There's no storyline. There's fuck all. The actors are absolutely shit. I've got to go. It's terrible. Would you leave?
I know. And I wonder why there's no atmosphere in there when you've got 7 players in defence. You know what I mean? And it's the Alamo.
I know.
Even that Man United game we won, it was the Alamo, wasn't it? It was terrible. And people saying, "Oh, and the Arsenal game was fantastic." Was it? Fuck. We had one chance at goal. We scored it. It was funny. It wasn't a good game. We had one chance, score it, and win. They must have had 30, but 50 shots at our goal.
What Potter's got to do next year is prove that he isn't what I think he is, and what he's proved that he is. Last 6 months.
Well, he ain't proved it so far. He's been there 6 fucking months.
In the 6 months,
done nothing with them top players.
In the first few years when he was at Brighton, even in the final year, his home form is dog, shit, horrible. He's an away merchant counter-attacking team basically, and he's always good against the better teams because when you go away to a Liverpool or an Arsenal, their home fans expect their teams to attack, so it suits a counter-attacking manager who's basically cautious. They will hit him on a counter-attack. Yeah. But he's been terrible at home, and that was at Brighton as well. This low chance creation is something that has followed him through football. Low chance creation because
we're seeing that, aren't we? We're seeing it now.
When you've got an imbalance of defensive-minded players versus attacking-minded players, that's what happens.
Yeah.
If you've got fucking 8 defenders on the pitch,
right. You're right.
Yeah. But anyway,
people like Paquetá would say things like, "Oh, I ain't passing the fucking JWP. It's coming straight back, isn't it? Or pass it sideways."
This is what we know has been happening. We've seen a little glimpse of it from Fulkrug, so I know that it's been happening more and more and more. But with Fulkrug, we actually saw it full on. We got it full on. How angry he was. Professional footballers, mate. Yeah. We saw it. How many times last year? Do you remember the Southampton game where we're doing something and then all of a sudden the manager makes these defensive fucking changes?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
How do you think the players react to that after the game?
I know. They must think he's a cunt. Simple as that.
100%. 100%. They will. Yeah. They'll go mad at it.
And people were saying they should have kept Lopetegui for the rest of the season, but I mean that guy was a fucking fruitcake.
No. I'll be honest with you now. In retrospect, I'm on board with that. I would rather. Don't forget, if we hadn't have had Lopetegui's points, we'd have been relegated. If
I know he got 24
Yeah,
points,
yeah,
I know,
but
what did Potter get in the end? He got 20, was it 12?
I promise you now, if you gave me the chance, if I could turn back time,
Yeah.
I would not sack Lopetegui. I'd have kept him in until the summer. If this is where we was going, I would have. kept him in there.
I mean,
would have.
but before Potter came in, did you think he might be the right man, or did you always think he was the wrong man?
I've always thought he was the wrong man.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I didn't really follow Brighton. I only follow West Ham. I don't watch loads of football. I watch West Ham. You know what I mean? So I didn't really know a great deal about Potter, to be honest. I knew he's at Sweden. Places like that.
I think most West Ham fans have just gone, well, Chelsea bought him, so he must be good. I think that's basically what it is.
Well, he outed him pretty quick, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think that's where it's come from. But anyway, Gary, lovely to talk to you, mate. I'm going to let you go. Speak to you soon.
Yeah. Cheers, then, Nick. Thanks for having me on, mate. I'll let others come on.
Ta-da, mate.
Oh, mate. Cheers, Nick.
Cheers, mate.
Ta-da, mate.
Right, let's see who else is still awake. Right, 1 minute. I'm ticking these off as I'm going. Right, I don't reckon. Let's have a look. See if Alec's around. I bet he's not. I bet he's turned me because I've not seen him in the chat for a little while. Hang on. He's in bed. Right, I won't wake him up. Let's do the next one. 1 minute. This has run longer than what I expected it to do. Hang on, Adam. 1 second, people. Hang on. And I am sorry, like I've already said, I can't put any comments up because it's all gone. Here we go.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm all right, mate. You all right? Are you in bed? Can I hear all the covers rustling?
No, mate. That's a fan. You're sat in front of the fucking fan.
Right, mate. Mate, I need my missus to come up. She's nicked the fan again. Look at I'm fucking gone bright red.
Bless you. Right. I'll make this short and sweet, mate, because I know you've got other people to ring.
Go on.
But I'm obviously while you've been on the show, you've probably seen it in the comments that the unveiling of Kudus has happened.
Yeah.
And
sad.
I'm sick to the back teeth of our fucking fans, mate. To be honest, I'm sick of it. Slagging him, calling him in this, that, and the other. Are people fucking mental and not opening their eyes to the fact that it's the board that have done this?
No, because it's easy.
It's not the players.
Because it's you know what? It's a fucking. I'm going to say it now. It's a fucking thick knuckle dragging mentality where, especially at this point, where they keep on doing the same thing and they would rather just go after the player and ignore the main problem. That's what they'd rather do. I'm sorry, it is at this stage. It is.
He's come out and he's turned around and said Spurs was their only club. Of course, he's going to fucking say it. Don't be so naive. Do you know what I mean? He's going to say he's not going to turn around and say, "Oh, I prefer Arsenal or Chelsea," when he's just signed for Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? He's going to say that.
He's got to say, mate. He's just joined. Joined Tottenham. He's got to be bigging them up.
Of course he has. Exactly. So people call him Judas.
What do they want him to do? Do they want him to say, "I never wanted to come to Tottenham anyway"? I mean, people are thick. Honestly.
Exactly. I ain't got a problem with the player whatsoever. I think West Ham have let him down. I think the board have let us down. You know, and because at the end of the day, mate, if the board didn't do what they should have done and get the best out of that player, his value would have shot up, and Tottenham would have not had a fucking sniff at him.
No,
they would not have had a chance of getting him. Do you know what I mean? It's the reason why he is able to go to Tottenham, because there was this best option, because no one else came in for him, because on the back of a poor season, and that comes from the board getting the wrong fucking managers in. And if people don't understand what they're doing, they need to fuck off, because they ain't West Ham fans. Sign this fucking petition and get these cunts out, mate. Yeah. I'm fucking sick of it now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. And look, just to clarify, Fortune's hiding down under TV. We can hate both. Now he's officially a spud. I do hate him. But I don't hate him because of what's happened at West Ham. I hate him for the same reason I hate every other Spurs player now, and everyone affiliated with them. That's it. Yeah, so you can hate both. I agree, but not because of calling him Judas for leaving us after we didn't want him. I mean, I wanted him.
Exactly. We've played him out of position. And the thing is, mate, what's going to happen now is we knew he was going to be going, because We let him down. He came from a fucking Champions League team, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? He can achieve his ceiling's much more higher than what we can give him under this ownership, right? That's where the fucking problem is. Our owners are pleading poverty. We've got no fucking money. We're skin, right? We're selling our best players. As I've seen, Paquetá looks like he's been cleared, so he's going to be going. Alvarez is going to be going. We're going to be getting replacements that are nowhere near as good enough as these players we've currently got.
No, I've just read, and I've clarified it. Diouf, the left back, not that I give a fuck because I don't even know who he is really, but apparently he's joining Monaco. So we've missed out on Diouf. He's going to Monaco now.
The thing is, right, Nick.
Don't really care.
I'm not too decided about that, to be honest, because a left back. Do we really? Is that a priority? A left back? Absolutely fucking not.
Not for me. No.
Do you know what I mean? Not. But we've got an absolute dickhead in charge, and when I say in charge, I mean Potter, who doesn't get the best out of these players. Hasn't had done. We had Lopetegui, a fucking nutter. We had Moyes before that. We've been on a downward spiral for fucking years now, right? Yeah. These owners are running the club into the ground. Like I say, they're pleading poverty now that we're skin, got no fucking money. What happens next season when we fall out of the Premier League and we lose that money? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's saying, I'd like us to get relegated because, they might sell up. If that happens, that happens. But West Ham are going to be in such a shit situation if they don't. Administration, mate, is on the fucking wall if they're pleading poverty now.
Well, see, the thing is, what really bothers me is, look, I'd love the idea. I like the fantasy of us, and I do like the fantasy of us getting relegated, because I fucking hate Sullivan, seeing Sullivan's investment and his own personal fortune and value go up in smoke. Because part of Sullivan's personal value is attached to West Ham as an asset as well. It is. That's why he's a billionaire now. He's a billionaire on paper. Would he sell us though if we got relegated, or would we have to put up with years and years and years of that fucker trying to get us back into the Premier League so that he could sell us at that point because it's swallowed? I don't know. I mean, I think he's
that narcissist, mate. He probably would try and get us back to just to make a pretty penny, or even more.
But
do you know what I mean?
I do think it's like the conversation I had with Alan earlier on, and this is why we're so explosive as a fan base, because we are very disagreeable. We never agree on anything. I spoke to someone who was involved in a bond scheme years and years ago, and he said, "This isn't new. This trouble I'm having with a petition." He said, I couldn't even get people to take a fucking leaflet all them years ago. But then what happens is West Ham fans are single-minded. We don't, fuck it, do things my own way. But then all of a sudden, they explode. And when they explode, it's fucking nasty.
The thing is, like, obviously, you know how much I'm behind the petition, right? Yeah. And other channels, and I want to give James at E20 a shout out and put respect on his name, because he's been getting some shit, right? But he's one that's put out there and run with what you started.
Yeah.
Other channels did it for a little bit, but then they didn't get the response that they wanted from their so-called fans, and all of a sudden it's falling flat on its ass. It's killing me, mate. Yeah, West Ham is dying, and we are trying our hardest, but we're fighting a losing battle as it stands. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well, look. I mean, how it should be at this stage. I mean, I actually thought, because me and James have historically, we've had loads of problems since we've been doing YouTube. We've always clashed, but we actually came together. We put our egos aside and we put everything aside for West Ham, and we came together to sort of try and push that petition. I actually thought that was quite a beautiful moment. I thought it might inspire other people to get on board with it, but it didn't. Not really. People have it hasn't, and it should have done. People do need to put their fucking egos aside. You do need to put your own self aside for West Ham, for the club that you're supporting. Get on board, and this is for us. This is for West Ham as a club.
Exactly. It literally is about put your egos to the side. This is not about you and your own problems that you got with someone or what you actually believe in. You support West Ham. That's your club. That's what we've all got in common. Yeah. Fucking come together. Come together, because if we don't, West Ham. People say that we died when we left Upton Park. That was the start.
Yeah.
We have been on a downward spiral ever since, and these cunts are running the club into the ground to the point where we're not going to have fucking nothing left.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And those people that like to bitch and moan and to slag off fucking Kudus, and they're going to slag off Paquetá and this one and that one because he's going to obviously be sold. They ain't got a right to moan, mate, because they are not doing what they need to do to fight for this club.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of a rant, mate, because I've had a couple of wines, mate.
That's what this is all about. I don't know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking some shit wine. I don't know what this. I bought Fat Bastard, didn't I? It's not very nice.
I saw it, mate.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, mate, like I say, I mean, we are. What are people expecting? They say, "Oh, I'm glad Kudus has gone. He used us." You know, blah blah blah. Of course, he fucking used us. It was always going to be a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Are you that fucking dick? Do you know what I mean? Paquetá, as I say, we have not managed their expectations well enough. Do you know what I mean? We have not done the right thing. Sullivan, fucking hell. I just see his face and I just gets me so angry because I just can't stand the guy. Get the fuck out of the club, mate.
He's an arrogant fuck as well. So I know, look, I'm not going to disclose too much, but I've seen messages from him in response to certain things that I've done with certain people. And mate, he completely, when you read the context, Amanda and Kerry and all that are in the chat, they'll confirm, you know, the context of the message. He is arrogant and he really does treat the fan base with contempt. Doesn't think we're anything at all. Not at all.
Well, I mean,
all, honestly.
So why do people? I mean, I know obviously that's not necessarily common knowledge, but why do fans or so-called West Ham fans? Why are they happy with having this fucking bloke in charge and are happy to moan and bitch about the players because they want to move on? Because we haven't achieved what we said we would.
They're not, but it's kind of. I'll tell you what it is, mate. It's ignorance. A lot of people call it. It's like you're seeing it on a lot of channels now. We've got to be positive and just get behind West Ham and ignore everything that's going on. And, you know, it doesn't matter that Paquetá's going and Kudus is going. We're going to be fine. We're going to get all these young players in and we're going to be great. And then what's going to happen is it ain't going to be great, which is unless we're fuck lucky, it's going to be bad. And
it is.
And but then what's going to happen is when it's too late and it's gone to shit, these people will turn on Potter. They'll turn on everything. They'll start talking about Sullivan again for about a month. They'll sort of start talking about Sullivan again. They'll be really irate. But as Alan said earlier on, it's too fucking late then. So what I'm saying now is at this stage, you're not being positive. You're being fucking ignorant. That's what you're being now. You're being ignorant.
The thing is, in the past, when shit started at the fan and Sullivan come under pressure, he used to put his hand, or not his hand in his own pocket, but he used to put it in the club's pocket, pull out a worldie of a signing, shut the fans up. He can't fucking do that now.
Well, he actually hasn't got the ability to do it now. He can't do it.
Exactly. What he's done is how he's run the club. It's coming to fruition now. Do you know what I mean? He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He either puts his hand in his own pocket, which he ain't going to fucking do.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Or we're just going to keep signing nobodies. And if you keep signing nobodies, unless you get incredibly lucky with one star player that you can sell for 50, 60 million because you've only signed them for 5, we're going to fucking go down. That's the reality.
Can I give you the difference between people are comparing us to Brighton now? So I spoke to somebody that is heavily involved with the Brighton setup, and he told me why Brighton didn't suffer when Potter went and they lost all of the scouting staff that went with them, because all they were employees. So you know that we've got analysts now which analyse data. We're analysing the same data that every other club is analysing. Do you think that Diouf, if we'd have gone and got him, was uncovering a gem? No, it weren't. He was the best player in the fucking Czech league last year. It was an obvious signing from a club that we've done business with before. A lot of these players that we're going with, they are linked and on the radar of every other player. The difference with Brighton, right? The difference with Brighton is they identified, I can't remember, it might have been Casiado that this guy said, wherever he was playing, I think it was, wherever he was playing in whatever league he was in as a striker, and he was shit as a striker. Or he was doing well, but they looked at him as a striker and gone, he's fucking ain't a Premier League striker. But with the attributes that he's got, they thought, fuck me, he would be amazing at this. And this is how they use the data, and they brought him in. They bought a striker, turned him into something else, turned into one of the best players in the fucking league. I'm sure it was Casiado. I'll have to confirm it. But that is a difference. So we analyse data. Tony Bloom owns it. He owns the system, and he just employs people to. So that we're not. It's not the same. It ain't a level playing field with the likes of Brighton. There are loads. If you look at all the players we're linked with, Adam, we're going up against Leeds and fucking Sunderland for players. They're all looking at the same players.
Yeah, and the likelihood is, sorry, mate, I can't get the words out. The likelihood is that those players are going to choose a Leeds or Sunderland over us. What the fuck are they going to come to us for when they can see that we're offloading all our best players? Because if we keep those players, then that looks more appealing to those players that as a club we've got these players in, and it looks better for them. Do you know what I mean? But if we're selling these players and all of a sudden our odds on going down just by within 24 hours of selling Kudus, our odds are being slashed to relegation. We sell Paquetá next, because I'll tell you something now, that's happening next week. You're going to start seeing some bids coming in from him.
If that happens, I'm going to have to take a sabbatical. And I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I actually mean it. If he goes and we've lost Kudus, I don't care anymore. I think I'm going to have to take a few weeks off at least, because, what's been motivating me for all of this is the fucking naive dream that people. That's why I done that petition. That's why I knew this was going to happen. That's what I wanted people to jump on board with it. I wanted to try and make a movement. But you know what? We've failed. I've failed. The West Ham fan base has failed.
Mate,
if these players start but if these players start going out, then do you know what? It's fucked. Then it's just fucked.
Mate, what? So the petition was never really going to save the players from being sold. Let's be real.
No. I'm not.
No.
See, the thing is, you're wrong, because if, say, for instance, something magical happened when we started that 24-hour stream. Don't forget, they was trying to push concessions, 20,000 signatures on that same platform petition that we done. It got the concessions reversed. If that petition was to have grown to 20, 30, 40,000 fucking signatures, and people just basically weren't renewing season tickets, all of a fucking sudden, they would have known they would have had to have had a strategy change. But they've obviously sold enough season tickets. There isn't enough interest in people kicking up a stink, and they're just they're able to go out and do what the fuck they want. Yes, we're in financial trouble as a club, but we have enough billionaires in the business. As I've already said, they could have injected money in if they wanted to, but they don't want to, and they don't have to, because we're fucking sheep and we just go along with this bollocks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, mate, right, you've not failed at all, because what you've done, you've stood up for West Ham, right, and in the hope that a lot of other people jumped on it and supported it. Then they haven't, right? That's the letdown. West Ham fans, or the so-called West Ham fans, they are the ones that let themselves down and let the club down, right? Not you. You've not failed. You've done your bit, and you're still trying to peddle it. Like I say, James is doing it and all. Everyone else, they've not done it. They started to do it a little bit. A couple of channels did it, and they stopped for whatever reason, because I don't know. Maybe they don't believe that something can come of it. I don't know.
Listen, I am going to give. I'm going to give one channel in particular. I'm going to give one channel in particular, and it is Hammers Chat. Now I know I've spoken to them both on this. If you want proof, go back and check. Hammers Chat were heavily behind the petitions before COVID, massively behind the petitions, and they got their fucking fingers burned on that. And when I talk about how hairy it got for them, it got bad. Now, and nothing ended up happening. So for them, it's left a bit of a sour taste in their mouth. So I won't put Hammers Chat on the pedestal with this, because but what Gio has done, Gio has given it a shout a few times, but they absolutely did on the last round where there was protests and everything else. I will say Hammers Chat were 100% behind that, but again, it just fucking fell apart. Nothing happened. Well, to be fair, COVID did happen, but it wasn't just. I'm not going to go into details. It wasn't just COVID that killed the process. It weren't.
Well, but the thing is, mate, so yeah, I totally agree. And, early doors after the 24-hour show, I did see Hammers Chat, there was pushing it, and I can understand the reasons why they may be slowed down on it. But now, with what's happened in the last 24 hours, with Kudus being sold to Spurs, right? That surely must be a trigger for fans to think, do you know what? That's fucking wrong. Do you know what I mean? That is crossing the line.
But you've still got, if you have a look on social media channels at the moment, I'm not talking about just YouTube, anywhere else, you've still got this massive element of fans that are going, he was shit, we've done well, we've got 50 million, we're going to go out, we're going to spend, we're going to get this player. And it's like, I don't know whether these people are deluded, whether they're plants. I know that there are plants. This isn't a conspiracy theory, people. It's fact. So there are platforms out there that have long been controlled and infiltrated by the board. We know one of them is Claret and Hugh. KUMB is another one. I don't give a fuck about them, to be honest. You know, I fell out with them a long time ago. They're another one. They're very board centric. But also, if you go onto Twitter, there are characters that have been planted in there. I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to give him any fucking. But there are lots of them, probably loads that I don't even know about, that try and spin and push whatever agenda and narrative that the board want. They try and infiltrate everyone. They hate the likes of us. They hate, and I must admit, I'm going to wear that as a badge of honor, people, because they do monitor not just Claret and Booze, but an awful lot of social media channels. And I do know that I am 100% the enemy of David Sullivan when it comes to social media. He fucking hates me, calls me an egotistical whatever. That's
good.
That's what I've been told. I wear that as a badge of honor. Fuck you, Dave.
Mate, give him my name. Give him my name as well. I'll give you permission.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I've got nothing to hide. I can't stand him. Can't stand what he's done for West Ham. Do you know what I mean? And it's only going to get worse while he's there. You know. And like again, in the next few games of the season, we can see Potter going to struggle. He's got his players. You know what I mean? I'll put that in quotes. He's got his players that he wants, which are going to be nowhere near as good enough than what we've got rid of. And he's going to be struggling. Fans are going to be on his back. Sullivan's going to have to make a decision. He's going to get rid. And then what's going to happen next? That's what scares me. What happens next? He's going to get a fucking Rafa Benitez or Sean Dyche. Do you know what I mean? And then
I'll just, look, am I worried? I'm worried about the squad. So the manager for me, the manager for me is secondary. To be honest, if we do go and flog these players that's being spoken about being flogged, like I said earlier on, Souček, a player who I don't even want in the team at the moment, that could be very different next year. I could be like, no. Thomas Souček's our star man. He's our maverick. He's the one you absolutely need him now.
But he's not going to. But he won't want to be in the championship, though, will he?
He won't. But what I'm saying is, we might be fast approaching the stage where we might need a Sean Dyche. We might need a shit ass, because if you haven't got the players, then you don't need the manager. We've had the players for a long time and we've not had the manager. So there's no point going through having all of these. I keep saying the same analogy, but it is true. Michelin-starred ingredients. We have. But we ain't got Salt Bay cooking the steak. We ain't. We've got fucking Margot from McDonald's cooking it. That's what we've got. So we're getting served up a fucking shit sandwich because the manager is ultimately in charge of what we watch on a pitch in terms of the team that's put out there. So we've had the players for years now. We've had
just not made the most of them.
We've not made the most of them. We've not had the managers to compliment them. What is the point once the players are gone? What, then going out and getting a Marco Silva? Then going out and getting why? What's the point?
Yeah. And this is the thing. You know what? Right. This is why it's going to be a never-ending cycle, but it's going to be the worst cycle because it's only going to be downhill from here because of that reason. We're getting rid of our good players, and we're just going to be churning through shit-ass managers because we've got shit-ass players, and that's all. And we're never going to be able to attract bigger and better players because we're not going to be able to achieve much unless we get lucky like we did with Moyes during COVID. Do you know what I mean? Because that set the foundations of our. That was
lucky. That was lucky.
Yeah.
Moyes was lucky as well because the fan base were not happy. COVID happened, and it absolutely did help because of our stadium, and it isn't our fans. We absolutely had a home advantage when we was at Upton Park, but we are probably the only club in the Premier League that don't have a home advantage. We don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we literally do not have a home advantage. So when COVID hit, it hurt everyone else. It didn't hurt us. It kicked on from there. There were some good signings, and you know what? Credit to Moyes. He did well with what he had. I will give him credit for that. But we kept him too long. What David Moyes is, and managers like that, Dyche is similar. They are disaster recovery managers. He exceeded expectations, Moyes, but he's not a project man. And how do I know he's not a project man? By the time that he left, it spent 500 million, and we was left with the oldest and smallest fucking squad. That's not a project. That's just fucking making it up as you go along, getting him ready-made players at 28, 29 years old for stupid amounts of money. So he was absolutely the right appointment, as it turned out. Moyes was, when we got him, but we kept him too long, and the ultimate fucking thing, I mean, he shouldn't have even, look, in my opinion, I won't take it away from him because we won that cup, but it should have been the year before, because don't forget, we had the 35-game relegation battle. The warning signs were there from the season before.
Yeah.
That was with Rice and Paquetá in midfield. And then to keep him, with everyone said, if he didn't win in Prague, he's sacked. Why the fuck did we keep him? Look what Spurs have just done. Postecoglou won the fucking Europa League, which is a cup up. They've sacked him. They've gone and got Thomas Frank. They're building on the platform of Europe. Tottenham are going to go onwards and upwards. What did we do? Oh, well, you got to stick with the manager. He's won us a cup. You got to go with it. You got to do this. There you go. That's what we've got. A failing manager from the season before you've stuck with. Madness.
Ask those Tottenham fans now, right, that were slagging the board off for sacking Ange after he won the trophy. Ask them what they think now. Now they've got Thomas Franklin and they're signing Kudus and Gibbs White and these kind of players. Ask them what they think now. I bet they're fucking jumping for joy.
Of course they are.
It was the right decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
I ain't asking them. Fuck all.
Yeah.
Can't stand them. Have you seen them? I mean, some of the comments. I can stand Spurs fans just being, just normal smuggery. That's fine. I can take that. That's all right. Do you know what? They deserve it, and we deserve it. Our board have put us in this position. We're a fucking joke. But I don't want to deal with it. But there's certain things that they come out with and they say. I posted it on our group earlier on, which just typifies and proves what cunts they are. You know,
going
too far. I'm not even going to repeat it on here because I don't want to. Don't want to make everyone smile.
I agree with you, but yeah, like you just said, mate, this all stems from our board. Everything revolves around the decisions that they make, and the problem is though, Nick, they don't suffer the consequences. We do. Do you know what I mean? But yet our fans are happy to back them. I don't fucking get it. Get that petition signed,
and they are backing them, mate. They are. You're getting.
Yeah, I know they are. I know.
At this stage now, like I've heard so many arguments. You've got to learn to separate. Back the team, not the regime. Okay, so back the team, but you still want the regime out. So you still got to push that narrative to get them out. No, we're not going to even talk about the board or anything like that. We're just going to ignore it. Yeah. I mean, these people. I'm going to say it now. These people don't realise it. Maybe some of them do. But they're basically working for Sullivan. If
they are.
You're doing his bidding, it's exactly what he wants. When he is being a complete wanker like he's being at the moment, he wants everyone to latch on to every little tidbit of bollocks that he puts out and start pushing hype and spin and stuff like that. He wants you to do that. Good little fan channels, good little fucking news forum, good little Twitter account, good little customer. Well done, you. That's what he wants. Well done.
I mean, the fact is that some of these fans, right, are literally not even pushing the blame on Sullivan. The fact is that we've just sold Kudus for 55 million to fucking Tottenham. That, and not the fact that it was to Tottenham, but 55 million for a player like Kudus. If Sullivan was that hard up, because we know this 55 million allegedly is going to their bank loan, 40 million of that, right? So we've got 15 million quid to put. There you go, Potter. Fill your boots. Do you know what I mean?
And that'll be enough to get that'll be enough to get a few players, because as we know, you only put down payments down. So if you know that'll enable you to go out and buy two 20 million pound players or whatever.
But the thing is though, mate, if Sullivan had his fucking head screwed on and done the right thing, right, he would have got a decent manager in after Moyes, got the best out of Kudus. Kudus would have gone for 100 million plus, not fucking 55 million, 30 million less than his release clause. Are you fucking joking? that in itself is criminal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we are the ones that are going to suffer because we've now lost. I don't care what people say. Kudus was a fucking brilliant player.
Yeah, he was.
Really, really good player. He just last season he wasn't able to show it because he had managers that played him out of position. And you know yourself, Nick, being back when you used to be a young lad and playing football. If you got put in a position you didn't like to play in, you got the ump.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
fuck me.
So why is it
you put me? Look, it's a difference, right? So I've done it. I coached my son's team for years, 7 years, all told. And every now and then you can do that. You can come up with these ideas, and you can have a player that is an absolute world beater in a certain position. You think, oh, I need him to do a job somewhere else. Lost, completely fucking lost. It was Gary Neville that said, "This is how fine the margins are between right back and right wing back." He said, fuck me, when I'm a right back, you know what you're doing, but you ask me to move 10 yards up the pitch, I'm completely fucking lost. And you're taking a right winger, a 10 and an 8, and you're sticking him on the fucking left.
Yeah. And even though they're professionals and they've got crazy ability, you think that they might be able to adapt. And to be fair, there were times when Kudus had good games on the left.
Yeah.
But as a whole, the team struggled massively last season because of the fucking coaches. We had a nutter in bloody Lopetegui, and then we've got a shit ass in terms of Potter. So these players, these good players, were not able to showcase their skills and what they can do because they was managed wrong. And all of a sudden, their values dropped. We're getting peanuts for fucking players now, right? And Potter is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. So he's going to fail massively. Now, part of that is because of his ability as a coach, but also because David Sullivan is allowing him to fail. Right? But the bottom line is, though, Nick, we as fans are going to be the ones to suffer the consequences because we're going to be rooted to the bottom of the league or near the bottom of the league, struggling all season. In a relegation battle, that's the reality.
No, we are. But I'm seeing messages pop up now, even on the terraces on our group, and I've seen what Will said. Talking about Kudus's comment at the start where he says, I only wanted Tottenham. I am sorry. He's on a PR fucking... Don't forget, 2 weeks ago, it leaked on social media that his agent offered for him to go to Liverpool for less. That's what his agent offered to go to Liverpool. He was touting him out. He's moved. Do you remember when Arsenal when Rice went to Arsenal? You're going into a club. You've now got to make them think that you love them and that you've always wanted to play for them. That's your job now.
Exactly.
That's who you play for.
This is what I'm saying. But now, obviously, he's got to do that. He's got to say that. Of course he has.
Fans have just got to get over it now. He's gone. The only reason he's gone is because West Ham are run like a shit show. That's the only reason he's gone. Especially to Spurs.
Exactly.
It's the only reason. That's it.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Now, and this is what pisses me off. The fact is that some fans are being blind to the fact that the reason why this has happened is all because of fucking Sullivan. That's the only reason why.
But they won't.
Yeah, anyway.
They'd rather focus there. Hey, look, and I do get it, right? I do get it. And the Spurs fans ain't going to help. The Spurs fans are going to, are going to make it worse because,
of course, they are.
Because you're going to hate the player even more now because it's going to constantly be rammed down our throats. But it ain't the players' fault that this is a situation. No. This has only happened because of that little cunt. That's it.
And when we play them, fourth game of the season when we're at home, that atmosphere is going to be boiling because we're going to be going for Kudus because that is basically what our board have done.
Mate,
however,
I don't know. I reckon it's going to be split. I think if we have, say, for instance, you're talking an end of day stuff. Is it like what is it? The third or fourth game we play Spurs?
It's the fourth game. It's our second home game.
So let's just say end of day scenario. We lose to Sunderland on the opening day. We then lose the next two, and then we go and get fucking popped at Spurs. And I mean popped. Like we get beat 4-0, something like that. Kudus gets a brace. I don't think that the fans are going to be focused on Kudus at that point.
Oh no, absolutely not. No, you're right. I mean, it's all if buts and maybes, isn't it? But obviously, with what we know now, we know that a lot of the fans in that stadium are going to be gunning for Kudus because that's what they're led to believe. He's the one that wanted to leave us for Tottenham. It's all on him. He's the villain. That's what he's been made out.
And this really upsets me because to me, I'm going to say it now, and I don't care who I upset. It's such a thick mentality. It is at this stage. when you know that you've got
it
the
is.
guy that is constantly trying to pull your strings all the time. The man that has done this to us, you're going to absolve him and focus all of your hate on to. That was one of the main reasons that David Moyes was so valuable to Sullivan, was because he was so divisive to fans. Sullivan loved it. He loved it.
Yeah, it was a fire blanket when
it kept all of the shit away from Sullivan. It did. And
but
not so much with me. I mean, James always called him out. I've always called. Look, I'm doing the same now. I'll call Sullivan out like I did when Moyes was here. I've been doing Sullivan shows for fucking years. But when the immediate problem, we're a football team at the end of the day. We are. So you can't ignore the manager when the manager's causing a problem with your football team. You can't. Just because it's ultimately the owner that's put him in place and everything else, you can't ignore that the immediate problem is that fucking bloke that keeps on putting these dickheads in midfield. That's a problem. I ain't going to ignore it and absolve him because he's being paid very well. And ultimately, like I said, we're a football team. I'm not enjoying football. You look at the manager.
The thing is, right, if that situation happens where we've lost a couple of games at the beginning of the season, then we play Tottenham and Kudus has a stormer, which, let's be real, he's gonna fly.
Yeah.
As hard as it is for me to say, he's got the right manager. He's done well. Thomas Frank done well with Mbeumo. He's going to do well with Kudus, and he's going to fly, mate. And it's going to be painful to see because we're going to be looking at him and thinking that's what he should have been like with us.
It's going to happen.
Do you know what I mean? Under the right manager.
Well,
of course it is.
Let's just say, look at the bollocks spin that the club put out earlier on. Why even say that? Well, they've gone. X has put out X. I think it was Central that tweeted it. Kerry posted it on the thing earlier on, and it was a picture of Bowen. Quote from X by Central: West Ham firmly believe that Jared Bowen is far better than Mohamed Kudus. Okay, so what happens if next year Kudus doubles Bowen's fucking goal return and assist return? What then?
Of course he will. I mean, don't get me wrong, and I know there's a lot of love for Bowen.
Why even say it? Why do that?
Well, you don't need to do that, and that's just a stupid fucking.
I know.
Stupid shit that comes out of the club because they want to try and sweeten the deal because he knows he's fucking. Well, I say he knows. He doesn't give a fuck about us, right? He's just thinking about himself. But he knows that there is going to be some sort of backlash, especially if the season starts off how we expect it to, which is a struggle.
Yeah.
And then Tottenham come to us on the fourth game of the season, where Kudus is probably going to have an absolute blinding, probably get man of the match.
Do you know what though? Do you know what the fucked up thing is? Kudus will be played in a system, in an attacking team for a manager that plays in a way that will, let's just say they have a great season. He has a great season, scores 20 goals, gets 15 assists, fucking world class. All of a sudden he's worth 100 million. Because of the way that he's played in his strongest position in a team that attack en masse, not just with a team with multiple threats, not just one or two so that people can double up on them, a team with multiple threats. And he will thrive off the back of that. West Ham fans will sit there blaming him, going, he never did that for us. He never did it. He damn tools. He never tried. They don't look at the fucking context of it. He couldn't do that for us. He can't do that for us because of the way we're using him.
It'll be like, oh, he didn't really give a shit about West Ham. He didn't care for the badge. He wasn't worthy enough to wear the shirt. It'll be all that shit. But like you say, exactly, we didn't help him. And he's probably pissed off as well, because if you think about it from a footballer's career's point of view, he's left Ajax, who's in the Champions League, to come to the Premier League. Yes, we've given him an opportunity to be earn his trade in England in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
He was probably thinking, my next move is going to be a big one, a big one. Now, yes, Tottenham are in the Champions League, but if they didn't win that trophy, they would not be signing Kudus. Trust me, they would not be signing Kudus, because he would not leave West Ham to go to Tottenham if Tottenham won in the Champions League. Right? Yeah. So we've let him down, because in theory he should have gone to a bigger club than Tottenham. He should have gone to a City, a Liverpool, maybe even abroad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've let him down there, really. So yeah, at the end of the day, there's no loyalty there. You know, he's gone, he's done. But I don't hate the player.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
But there is no loyalty. Like I said, my son has got a fucking shirt with his name on the back. Adores Kudus. Found out he's going. He's not stupid. He's gone. He's quite cold, Ben. Worryingly so. But he's gone. You know, he's pissed off with West Ham, but he's gone. He's fucking Spurs now. He said, I just can't wait for Wan-Bissaka to break both his legs. That was his initial thing. He was like, fuck him. He's gone there now. He's one of them.
Nick, think about it like this, right? Okay, I don't want to keep talking about it, but if you think about this whole Kudus and Spurs deal, right?
Yeah.
If on the table there was Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, do you think he's choosing Spurs?
Oh mate, no, look. Yeah, but that's for the but this is padding the egos of the club that he's going to. That's all it is. And like I said, it's mainly it's mainly due to the fact that he was linked with so many other clubs. That's what it was.
The point I'm making is the fact that there's a lot of West Ham fans call him Judas because they believe in the fact that he's saying that Spurs was his only choice. It wasn't.
If you're a West Ham fan believing that, you're thick as shit.
This is what I'm saying, mate. This is what I'm saying.
This is what I'm
saying. Don't believe that fucking trap that comes out because it was his only choice. It wasn't his first choice.
I do believe that in the end, that's where he wanted to go because his choice was. It wasn't. He wanted to go to Arsenal. He wanted to go to Chelsea. He really wanted fucking Liverpool. But in the end, his choice was Tottenham or the desert. Saudi.
Yeah.
He don't want to go to the desert.
He didn't want to go to that.
He wants to fucking stay in London. So his only option was Tottenham. So he did want Tottenham. He's not lying. The only club that went for him, it was only going to be Tottenham. That's where he wanted to go because they're the only other ones that were bidding for him that was in the country. So it made sense.
It wasn't his first choice. It was his only choice.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Do you know what I mean?
So he's not lying. He's not lying. He's not lying.
No, I'm going to leave you to it though, mate, because just in case you want to get someone else on.
No, that's it. It's done.
Good chat to you, mate.
Yeah, that's fine. And when you said it was going to be a short call, I thought, yeah, all right, 40 minutes. There you go.
Right. You know what I'm like, though, mate.
All right, top man. Okay, that's it. Ben's gone to bed as well, so that's it. That's it. That is the last call. Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. I don't quite know how I'm going to end the stream because that's why I've not been able to put any comments up because it's all locked up. So I'm going to try and close the window down now. But thank you very much, everyone, for sticking with me. Only supposed to be an hour. I've got to be at work in a minute. So I'll speak to you all soon. If I can ever close this thing. Otherwise, I'm going to be here all night long. Oh, do you know what? I can't do any. Oh, this is bad. The whole thing is fucking frozen up. Hang on. Is that it? Oh, no, it's working now. Oh, there you go. I don't know what I've done. Right, I'm going to say goodnight again. Come on, you irons.